There we go. All right, people. Guess what? You guys good?
I think so.
There's Sawyer. EJ,
Yep.
you here?
We good?
Fantastic chat. Volume check.
We
Everything
shoulda be
good?
Gouda. And now I want cheese.
Let's bring this down, guys. And hey, guys, guess what the deal is here? We are back on the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum, live from their Space and Science Festival. We're in New York City. Intrepid is an aircraft carrier converted to a museum. This behind us, that's a space shuttle, and we're broadcasting live again. So thank you for joining us. We were working earlier on our space shuttle. We were actually looking at the Space Shuttle Enterprise, which is right here. And we actually did a walk around of it. I don't know if you guys caught that on Periscope, but we did a walk around. We zoomed in on the gear bays and all that sort of stuff. And now we're going to get back in and work on the shuttle some more. By the end of the day here, we're going to want to have this shuttle launching and actually doing missions. So we've got quite a few things to keep on going.
Yes.
But we actually took a little bit of a break there. There's a really cool show. Do you know the official name of that guy's show?
I don't. It's on the website,
It's on the website.
intrepidmuseum.org.
There was a guy that was doing like a recreation, I guess, of the Apollo mission using like his hands in shadow
Space
play.
Panorama, I think
Space
that's what it was
Panorama. No,
called.
that's
Yes.
right. It's called Space
Yeah,
Panorama.
Panorama.
It's exactly, except it wasn't flapping, flooping around like that. But so we went
wasn't in
on live
Kerbal,
for a little bit because right behind us here, there's a stage. We were able to, that guy did his show, which was really cool. We did a walk around of the space shuttle when he was done, but now we're back and we're ready to keep going. So, thank you guys for watching. Let's hop over into oh yeah, wait, lean over this way. We've got some
Speak into the
additional help.
camera.
We got some additional help here. Right here. What's up? Wave Shattermage. There we go. We ran out of audio equipment, but we've got Shattermage here as well, helping out with us. Let's see here. Let's go over there. Let's go down to the game. That's good. The lighting's good. The mic's good. Chat, let us know. We're, not exactly trained professionals here, but we are going to keep on working on the shuttle here. Good. All right. In chat, will probably tell us if we've got problems with the things and stuff.
Yeah, and if we're in full screen mode
Yeah, if
again.
we're in full screen mode and all that sort of stuff, yes. I'm sure chat will tell us. So let's bring that up. And let's actually look. And EJ was, while we were on break, EJ was over here cleaning up the shuttle a little bit. And you can see, if you were here before, if you saw the stream, we just had some structural intake slapped along here. EJ's made it look a lot nicer by putting these little wing connector type Ds to flap that out. We've got a little bit of a space there. Oh my gosh, the part count.
Yeah, it's necessary though. Trust me.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna need it.
Parts already?
85 parts. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, not for me.
Yes,
that's
we know
light
that's
for
not
you.
ridiculous for you.
Hey, if you want to get rid of them, you can do it.
Where we left off, well, I think we're good. Where we left off, we were talking about the balance of the shuttle, right?
The mouse, I think, is still misaligned, by the way. Yes.
It's still misaligned. I do not understand why OBS is doing that.
So apologies, but
It's fine on the screen, yeah, I don't know.
I think it's something to do because we had to switch primary to get that on Kerbal, but I mean that's too many details.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But we left off
I don't know why the
finishing with
mouse is broken.
We were doing the vertical stabilizer and then the reaction control system.
Yeah.
engines was, I think,
So
where we
I
left off.
think we're looking pretty good here. We needed to maybe finish up the reaction control system, like you said, and then work on the balance a little bit. So before I put the RCS in, let's see if we can do something about the balance. And you can see the problem with our shuttle right now is that the center of mass is well in the back of the actual craft. We need that center of mass to be way up here, right? About the middle of the third segment, you said,
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Somewhere right around there. And honestly, there was a problem, and I'll do this for you right quick. If you're a player of KSP, you know what's going on. This shuttle is going to have an issue when I launch it. If I launch it right now, the center of mass is not
it's
exactly.
just pointing where it wants to go, man.
It wants to go to space. It wants to go straight up. This is not how the shuttle launched, just so everybody knows.
Especially since, yeah.
Yeah, we have some stuff to address there.
That's slightly incorrect. There are things that need to be fixed.
No,
And
it's fine. It's perfectly owned.
it's just it's just supposed to be that way.
Chattermage saying it's perfectly fine.
I
yeah.
wonder if we can we use these to bump ourselves up or something? That's probably not a good thing. I'm not a space professional. Oh wait! Oh no! Okay.
Oh,
We have some problems that need to be addressed. That didn't work out very well. That did not work out very well at all.
well, that's not going to a museum.
Oh man, yes. We won't be able to put this one in a museum anywhere. We could put it in lots of museums.
Ooh.
Okay, let's get back over here and see if there's some things we can do. EJ was actually telling us about 2 tricks that they used to kind of bring the center of mass. Remember, they had the big engines back here in the back. They had fuel for the fuel in the OHMS pods.
Correct.
For the OHMS engines.
Yep.
Or maybe they're just called the OHMS. Like, is that like saying like
you could say ohms,
like the VAB building or whatever?
The VAB.
Yeah.
Okay. The OHMS
ATM
ATM machine, exactly.
Yeah.
So what we could do to bring that center of mass down here is bring some mass up to the front. And we were looking around the front. In the actual shuttle, they had the gear bay up here, but they also had some fuel for the monoprop. They had some monoprop for the RCS thrusters up there.
Correct.
It's kind of sketchy maybe to do in Kerbal Space Program, but we're not actually going to put monoprop on here, are we?
No, we can't because we have no use for monopropellant. I mean, it has to be some type of liquid fuel.
Yeah, because we're just using the veer governors, huh?
Yep.
So maybe, let's see if these will fit in. Because you see, when I put these on, it actually brings that center of mass down and forward, and that's what we want. Maybe this is one thing that we could do to bring it down and forward. And I'm not going to feel too bad about it if we put those on and then clip them in. Now, maybe we could pretend, does this have the monoprop in it? It doesn't have the monoprop in it.
Yeah.
Interesting, okay. I was going to say we just pretend that it's not monoprop that we're going to carry in there, and instead it's going to be this. That is a loud walkie-talkie.
Yep.
And can I get that pointed straight?
A thing that I did was, Das, on the shuttle, you could, to avoid the aero glitches, because right now you're going to have some aero problems.
Well, there's going to be drag up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we put it in the cargo bay?
You could.
And then clip it forward?
Yeah, you could put it in the cargo bay. I did a cube octag mount with that, but they were node attached to the nose cone up front, which we're already using to prevent aero problems up front.
Sunk in.
Yep.
Do they overheat if you do that?
I don't have
If we're gonna
very
put
many
in
problems,
line.
but then again, I
That's
have
an interesting
I have
thing.
the not that big a tank. I have the one that's a quarter of the
Oh
size
no,
of that.
that part just bugged out. You know about that bug, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, oh yeah.
I wonder if that was fixed. Let's not worry about it. But if you put down that docking port as a surface attachment, it gets a null ref and it'll never go away. You have to throw it away and start from scratch.
Yep.
Oh.
So you can't ever let that part get put down like
I
that.
found that out the hard way.
So there you go.
Yeah.
We'll just do that.
That's how I did it. And, then
And that moved it forward some. We're going to need some more weight up there, though.
yeah, there's also, I mean, the shuttle's avionics are actually in the forward part of the crew tank, which is just behind where the gray line is on the top of
Right
the
down
nose.
here?
No, up
this
yeah,
way.
the avionics are
Like
all
up
right
here?
there. They're actually inside of the pressurized pod inside of the space shuttle
Okay.
fuselage, just so they can work on the avionics if there's a problem. They're all down on
gotcha.
the mid deck behind panels. You can just unscrew the panel and
Okay.
work on the system that you need to work on. So the other thing that I did on my shuttle is that I put SAS up there to act as the avionics.
I
for the
gotcha.
shuttle.
And we could do the same thing. We could also... now, it would make sense to put the SAS first because it's going to be less massive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where did that tank even go? There we go.
The other thing I would recommend doing is just because you have a fuel tank
Yeah.
there and it's
I love that fuel tank.
run a strut.
Run a strut. No, I'm not going to do it.
You don't. Well,
I'm really thinking about taking all those other struts off.
go ahead.
Just to see what happens. EJ's like, go ahead, man.
What could
I've done
possibly
this
go
before.
wrong?
It's going to blow up, but go ahead if you're not going to do what I tell you to. I'm completely okay with that. It's just, I don't know. I wonder if that would ever kind of clip out. Does it like wobble out or what's it do?
If you don't have the wings kind of basically straight on,
Right.
and remember I was telling you that the wings, those wings there actually don't affect the aero. In fact, they stabilize it because in KSP aero you don't have occluded surfaces if
Right,
you radial
right.
attach.
Right, right.
So those surfaces are actually allowing the shuttle to fly straighter because
I
they're
gotcha.
like putting a bunch of rudders on the back of your shuttle.
Yeah.
So the thing is, though, if you have it not strutted to something, in this case not strutted to the wing at the bottom, those wings are going to allow they're going to allow deviation because they're node attached. Well, they're not node attached; they're radial attached at one side.
Oh.
So those struts, yeah, it is a lot of part counts. You're adding an extra 5 struts there on each side, so it's 10 parts total. But it'll make up for that because the flight model will be a lot better. You don't like, you honestly really don't need
I kind of
them.
want to see what actually happens there, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I can
absolutely.
understand what it is that the problem is, and then we can go back and be like, hey, the obvious solution is to put the struts there.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was trying to do something here. This will also bring the center of lift up a little bit, but I don't know if this is... I was just trying to dress out the bottom of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because now you know what the shape looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of the periscope.
Yeah. That's cool.
So
You
that's
can
not
tell the time
exactly
actually.
right. It's not exactly right, but it makes this look a little bit better down here.
Yeah, and I do
so
stuff
the
like
top
that
is
on
good
mine.
and the bottom's good, yeah.
But like I said, I did it with plates, but that looks fine. That looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
something
looks
like that.
Pretty smooth with it.
And
yeah.
it's got that little thing there. I'm just pull it in or pull it out or something. Just a hair.
Yeah, there you go, man.
It's like no matter what, it's not
right
gonna
on the
be
money.
exactly right.
Not bad.
That's really close. I think it's close enough. So let's another thing that we were looking at in that shuttle manual sort of thing that we have, and a lot of the life support is actually stored in this little area right here. So let me see if I can fly in where we've got these struts in, kind of like in this area. That helps bring the center of mass down a little bit, and we've got a little bit of. It was just life support. It wasn't fuel of any sort. It was just life support.
No, it wasn't fuel.
No fuel.
They put all the fuel, with the exception of the forward RCS.
Right.
They try to put as
Everything
much
in
of
the
the
back.
fuel as far away from the crew as possible.
So since we need a way to like balance this stuff out, I don't know if this doesn't make a big enough difference. Maybe we won't worry about it. But I just wanted to try and bring like some of these tanks in and just pretend that they are life support. Right, and it wouldn't go like that. I'm going to clip it in. But does that really make that big of a deal?
No.
So there's the center of mass.
The other thing is, I think that your three main engines might be a little too far out the back. I would move the three main engines.
Bring them in a little bit as well.
And that would shift your COM sufficiently.
All right. So if I put these in here and I bring these down,
The Mark III clipping.
is it not gonna move? Well, it may be okay.
I forgot about that glitch.
It's like you have certain things that you can do. Nope.
Yeah, and then you can't get it back into position unless you delete it and re-add it.
Squad. Here, let's put it on this wing. Squad. Yeah, everybody can just be like squad, and we're on an aircraft carrier, so we get to say that. So if I surface attach them to those parts, this is like the most shenanigan-y thing I've done all day.
Yeah, that's
But
saying something.
in the shuttle, there was actually a little bit of life support kind of. Oh gosh, that looks hideous. That looks hideous.
You can clip the two holder pieces into the side wings there because you do have some play in the wings because the wings are actually thick.
Yeah. So I was just trying to fit it in there, but that doesn't really look that great, honestly.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, it's not that big of a fuel tank.
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know.
Sorry, that was Gene Kerman.
Oh my gosh. What happened? The stream quality is going downhill, guys.
All right, here.
Let's
you know
see
we raised
here.
the quality? Space Shuttle.
Space shuttle.
Quality of stream raised instantly.
No matter what, I'm not going to be able to do this sort of thing. Let's see. We'll put that in. We'll do this. We'll bring this up a little bit.
If you want to move it a little bit forward, you got to remember that the docking module that you want to put there is going to take up room in the center of the payload bay.
Yeah.
So you're not necessarily sacrificing payload
You're right.
size because there's going to be a docking port and an airlock there.
Okay. Does that... Oh my gosh, like no matter what I do... And it's like all this work for like basically not a lot of...
It's not going to add too much weight.
Is it crooked? How did it get crooked?
Because
You
payload
attach
bay.
it to a crooked wing? I don't know.
Oh,
You
yeah,
attach
the
it to
wing.
the strake.
The wing is
Straight
tilted
down.
a little bit. All right, now it's
There
not
it is.
crooked. So, I mean, I don't know. That's not terrible. We can't fit them all the way in there because on the shuttle they weren't exposed into the bay,
No,
right?
no,
they were
no.
kind of hidden under the structure.
In reality, there's
there
about a
was-
foot between the bottom of the orbiter and the payload
And
bay.
there's
the
actually a
payload
lip
bay?
that goes over to hide stuff on the inside, and there's a lining that covers all
Oh.
of the
Yep.
wiring and everything. So it's actually about like a foot thicker all around from what you see on TV in the payload bay.
I gotcha. I mean, that's kind of is what it is. That's about as far as I can go without like making them start to stick out. Should we keep doing this or should we not work? It does look like it would make a big difference with the center of mass, right? Like every time we add those in,
That's surprising. But also, are we going to add the docking port? That's going to add more weight to the front.
that
too,
will
right?
add more weight
and
to the front
and
as well.
the SAS up there as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've already got the SAS
So let's
in.
focus
Oh, you
on
put it up there already?
Yeah, I stacked it on there and then I
okay.
stuck
Yeah,
it
that's
in
right,
a little
that's
bit.
right.
Adding the docking port / airlock will, I think, move it. You give that little bit that we need to move it forward more.
So let's see if we can bring the engines up a little bit. We'll just go like that. Press F. No. I didn't want it with angle snap. There we go. C, and then just bring it up a little bit.
So
Like that?
See that white ring? The white ring of the engine?
Just barely touching like that?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, and then we can set this one up so
Just
that
like how
it
it looks
is...
on the actual orbiter.
Yep. Yeah, because the orbiter actually, like as a
That looks pretty cool.
As a skirt just before the bell on the engine, they
Yeah.
have because the engines have to rotate their gimbals.
Right.
So it has to have like kind of a. It's not the actual ball joint, but it has a skirt on it that actually goes into the back, so the engine can actually rotate without creating a seam on the back of the orbiter.
Kind of like a base of platform, like the rubber stuff that you put around like a door or something. It kind of
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a gasket almost.
That's
there.
yeah.
So we're getting there. We still don't have enough mass. What's the deal with the docking ports in the front? Like, how do the docking ports work? I've seen this, right? Because this is what I do in not just the shuttle, but all sorts of stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I know. I do the same thing.
But
I
this-
have Mark II right in there.
And then you like flip it over like that, and that's like a little crew area. And this isn't exactly right. I'm just doing what I've done. There's the clipping problem.
Yep.
The solution for that is this. Yeah, that's just the normal clipping problem.
Is cubic octets.
You can put a cubic octet buffer in there. Did that attach?
Yep. Just alt it. There you go.
It's still not clicking. Yeah. It's not attaching there. See how it's like ghosted out?
Is it ghosted? It looks like it's on.
Is it, you think?
Oh,
No,
yeah,
it's
you're
not.
right. It's hard to see on the big monitor.
See, it's the
red outline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not making the right sound, yeah. And you
Oh,
can't
yeah,
actually
you're
see it
right.
in there. Yeah.
I had to turn my volume up to hear that.
If
Yeah.
that happens, rotate the part 180 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Okay.
node attach error that's happening with Kerbal right now.
There you go. Look at this guy.
Nice.
It rotated 180 degrees. That worked perfectly.
Try
Nice,
SE
man.
docs.
All right. Let's put this like that. So this isn't the way it really works, is it?
No. In reality, there's no crew that stays inside of the payload bay on the shuttle.
Right.
If you have more than 4 crew, they're stationed on the mid deck, which
Right.
is below. It's like down by where the hatches are.
Right. It's 4 seats up on the top and then 3 on the bottom.
3
And
on the
those
bottom?
And honestly, only 2 of those seats are permanent. The others are, once they're in orbit, they just unscrew them and take them out and stow them. So that way there's more room to float around.
Oh, really?
Yep.
They
Yeah.
just like hide the extra seats that they ride up in,
Exactly. And you can see inside the shuttle, there's like marks on the floor where you bolt them in.
where they get bolted in.
Yeah, and then they
Nice.
just take them out.
Stone go seating.
So this is not. I'm just doing my take on it, and this is not the way that I'm going to leave it. I would rather have it be a more realistic thing.
Right. Let's see if there's a picture in the book, by the way.
Is there a picture or something like that? Chat,
Yeah.
could you get a picture or something like that?
'Cause there's definitely real pictures of it. Let's see what we have in the book that shows the.
Rick saw.
system.
Yeah, I don't want a fuel section up front. Let's see here. Holding Alt Gav. That's what I was doing the entire time. That wouldn't work.
Still quiet. I don't have any control of that. I don't know how to use that mixer.
Yeah, who's quiet? EJ still quiet? EJ, you're still quiet?
That's what we're trying to work on.
It's just because of the placement on the mic.
Oh, is that better, guys?
Yeah, if I move it around like that, it can. It'll definitely get better. I just gotta bend this thing into place.
All right,
that's all.
good deal.
Yeah.
So this is what I do a lot of the times
Yeah.
with
That
using
should
the
be a
Mark
little
III
better.
cargo bays. And let's bring this over.
Trying to find you a picture over here,
I
man.
think it's the
Oh,
ATPS.
okay, good deal.
Yeah.
So that looks good, and then this goes up like that. And I won't worry about strutting it in. So something that we discovered, this is kind of like our take on it, right? How did that do? No, that's okay. It still hasn't brought it up very much at all to put those pods up there, the docking adapter. Here's why I do this, right? Let's see, is it going to fall backwards now? Hopefully not. Let's save it. Let's put it out there.
Let's pop it on and see what it looks like.
Mhm.
I mean, you got to remember, and I say this all the time on the stream, with the shuttle, you don't have to get an ideal COL placement. It
Right.
just has to be close. The space shuttle is, above all, it's a space. It's designed to go into space. That's
There
where,
we
that's where
go.
it should be doing the majority of its work. So it's only really designed, a small part of the mission is just going back. I
Right.
mean, re-entry is a big deal, obviously, but it's just a very, very minute part of the shuttle's overall
this
design.
entire mission. Yeah,
it
I
doesn't
gotcha.
have to be perfect. And in fact, it's not perfect. The actual shuttle, if you talk to anybody that's flown it,
Right.
says it flies terribly.
Yep.
And
It
that's
flies
because
terribly.
It's a flying brick. It
it's
really
a flying
is.
brick. They said it's like a school bus with some wings duct taped to
And
it.
Yeah,
yes,
but
we're looking
Mark
at
is saying that.
pictures because I can't see inside the cargo bay, and I don't think that this shuttle has the docking.
25 brick.
Yeah, I don't think that it has it in
It
there, right?
doesn't
The
have the
Mach
cargo bay
25 brick.
in it. No.
Here's a huge image of the docking port. Cool. Let me look at that right quick.
Yeah, they have a lot of good pictures.
Yeah,
I got a
oh,
Oh,
lot.
there's
Of,
all
Let's
sorts of
do
stuff
it.
in there.
I got a lot of good
Ah.
ones
That's
from
what
the
we're using for
reference
the
stream.
reference, yeah.
Okay. So here's why I was doing it this way. This is not right at all. But the reason that we were putting it together like this, if you go to Valentina and we come over this way and we look up at the top and we double click on this, EJ.
Maybe.
What?
Oh.
All right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's
man.
why I put the Mark II crew pod in
I
there.
didn't know you could do that.
There you go. See, there's
Yeah,
like a.
And you know what,
Because
man? I'll be honest. I didn't know you could do that either.
You just
Maybe
look at the top and it's
TIL?
like a little bit of a thing, and you double click there and you get this sort of cargo bay view.
No, Collins has the same thing. They have the same design.
You can see through that way, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Isn't that cool?
Yep. Okay. Yep.
So that's why, but that's
Be
not the
doing
real
that.
design. That's not the real design of it. Let's see here. It looks like it's just like kind of a tube
So,
that
yeah.
goes up to the top and has the docking port on the top of it.
That's
it's more
exactly
like
it.
a skeletal sort of thing.
Kind of, yeah.
And
then
it's
the
than a
docking
filled
port on
out
the
sort
top.
of thing.
The airlock actually wasn't that picture that you're looking at of Atlantis over there that,
Right.
that was linked in the chat. The airlock was actually a second component. The original shuttle, like during the orbital flight test missions, didn't fly with an airlock because they weren't going to do an EVA.
Right.
And
Right.
sometimes that's a removable piece. They can take the airlock out if they don't need to go on an EVA.
Oh, I
Most of the time, for the later missions in the shuttle, they just left it there because it's either going to the space station or someone has to get out.
Because that's where it
And-
would dock to the space station,
and-
right?
Exactly.
And they could also swap it out for one that's just an airlock versus one that has an airlock and a docking port.
And a
That's why
docking
there's
port.
the APAS
Yep.
and the ADPS. They're different ones. One is
okay.
just for, getting out and going to fix Hubble per se, and the other is if you were actually docking with the space station and then needed to go out as well.
Okay. So that's why I do mine that way. Plus, it's super cool because it's got this little extra, toggly thingy. I don't think I'm going to do it this way. Let's do it the correct way, right? Let's go ahead and revert this flight back to the spaceplane hangar and see if we can... Yeah, there we go. All right. See if we can build a different port. Like that, like that, like that. And I don't think that we need... How could we do this? I wonder.
What are
Here's
you
a
trying to do?
paper graph model. Can they just... Where do they get out, guys? Do they just get out the
They
top
get out-
of it there?
No, not the top.
The back of
into
it?
The back of the
That's
payload bay
for
there, yeah.
docking.
The top is for docking, so going
And then
into the
egressing is for
International
the back.
Space Station.
I gotcha.
Otherwise, it goes right into the payload bay straight out.
So it's almost like this sort of deal.
Except they would be going out where the top.
Yeah,
of
I'm
that
going to rotate
is.
it, yeah.
Don't have it like
So
that.
have a cylinder
No, we don't. No,
coming
no.
out of the
Yeah.
bottom of the Mark III bay, and then have another cylinder placed on top of it. So you want a cylinder going this way, and then a cylinder going that way,
Yeah.
and then just
Right.
some struts to hold it in place to get that skeletal
Yeah, and then
structure.
you got two, and then you can throw the docking port on top.
Now, time out. Am I getting this right? Right?
It's got to come towards us a little bit more.
But yeah, that's,
mean out
that's how
into the
they
place?
get into the.
Oh, Mark.
Oh,
Ignoring the
God.
Mark III payload bay glitch, that is how they get out. It doesn't look like that, obviously, but that's the direction they get out. in.
Okay.
Yes.
It doesn't look like a little door like that.
Not
It's
kind of like that. It's a circular little flap, actually.
Okay.
So there's the actual hatch, and what they do is they put a dust flap in front of it. It's
Right.
a little flap that's similar to the one on like Hubble. They just open the flap up, and then the hatch opens.
Right. So there's the
There.
actual pressurization, and
Yep.
then there's the once it's depressurized to basically 0 psi, and they're in their spacesuits, then they just open up the flap and get out.
I can't get it to attach there. Let's see. It's not. There it went. All right. I'm trying to be very... Okay. Because we don't have a little flap sort of thing that the Kerbals can get in and out, right?
No, we don't.
And this is like almost even too big.
Yeah. So that's why I
But
really
this
think
is-
of this, small circular piece and just stick a.
Stick a...
Never mind. I'm thinking something.
Okay. So how does that look? Like, is that...
That looks good. You,
Yeah.
lower it a little down. The hatch is like at the very
At the very bottom?
Very
Okay.
bottom,
Yeah.
There's
So
a little
all
like
the way down.
structure around it, sort of almost kind of struts in a way to hold it in place.
I was going to go with this.
It's kind of like
like
the
this.
space frame, basically.
Oh, man, I got the wrong note attached.
Oh.
Shucks. I was going to use that because it's got kind of those like structural looking elements.
Yeah, because if you've seen a picture, it has kind of like a cage almost around it. And again, it's the
Yeah,
space
yeah.
struts to hold it in place,
There
and then
we
just
go.
the door out the front and the docking port on the
Yeah.
top.
All right, so we're totally trying to
You
do
can see it
this.
in the Atlantis picture a little bit that was linked earlier.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put like a white part that comes up the front. These
Perfect.
things don't have a lot of mass though. Unfortunately, they just don't have a lot of mass. And geez, how much further down can that go? There we go. And then some sort of pod like this, right? The structural pod is probably gonna be too long. If we come over here, and we go there, and we go like that.
Use a Hex 2. Use a Hex 2 probe core.
Ah.
The Hex
It'll-
2 probe core.
It'll look cool.
Wait, you mean the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That?
it's the
That's
perfect. It's the
shape,
perfect size.
Yeah. No, that is. I love that probe core. That's become my new favorite piece in the
But
game.
that's not stock. I can't use that, unfortunately.
Oh.
It's it's
It's
DLC,
not stock.
Yeah.
It's not stock. Yeah, it's not stock.
Darn.
You know what
Um,
you could do? You could use a fuel tank.
I was gonna go with. Does this look okay?
Maybe if you clip it in a bit.
Because I'm gonna bring it down some. Watch, you'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, like this. And then we'll put struts over to the side. I don't know.
Oh, I see what you're doing with
But you
that.
see what I'm going? Yeah.
Oh, that actually looks really good. I like that.
And that's got some weirdness. It's just like another decorative element sort of deal,
yeah.
right? Fashion Academy
now,
style.
And now your shuttle has probe control.
There,
Yeah.
there you
Slide 'em
go.
in.
Perfect.
And then we could strut these in, but I don't want the struts to stick out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the problem with the payload bay there, too.
The payload bay is going to make them stick out, isn't
Yep.
it? Ah.
You could attach them down where the wing segment is if you want.
Oh, okay.
Would that look okay?
Yeah, that's the other
It
reason.
is very structurally looking, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
That's the other reason why I have the Type A wing connectors up there, so I can strut in the payload bay and not
Right.
have to worry about it clipping out. It's just clipping right into the wing.
So something like this.
Yeah, that'll look fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that actually looks pretty good.
And then, I mean, I could go up to the front as well, I guess, huh? And it doesn't really match. I really want more like symmetry or something.
Yeah.
So there's a little lip in the very top of the payload bay where
Right.
the makeshift hinges are.
Up here?
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
attach to try to see if you can surface attach to that so the strut is clipping into the hinge component area.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
Right into the
I
hinge part. That
yeah,
sticks out a
I
bit.
see.
See how there's that?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then we could go from here as well.
So
And then it
the other
makes
thing
that extra-
the other thing I would do is rotate your attachment strut 90 degrees so the strut is horizontally lining up with that
Ah,
bulkhead.
I see. Yeah, that sticks out a little bit there. If
Oh,
we
yeah.
start from here,
Yeah, like that. Exactly.
Yep.
There you go.
then we could go up to there like that. It's not bad.
And it's got that X kind of shape like the actual one does at the
It
top.
does.
In it, too,
It does
so.
have a little bit of a triangular sort of shape. Let me see. This is going to break, unfortunately. Oh, it didn't break.
Wow.
You can actually pull it in.
Hallelujah.
And it's really
And
not
it's
bad.
on a hinge.
Yep.
It's okay. It's close enough, I think. I think that's good. Yeah. In the last thing, instead of starting there, we could start over here. And we could come over this way and put it like that. And that's not going to attach the way we want. You know something? That's probably close enough, don't y'all think?
I think that looks really good. We just need to put a docking port on the top.
So let's put a stocking port on the top of it like that.
Did you say a
Alright.
stocking port? A stock docking port?
Oh, I have that attached to there. So
I
this
would
is-
actually move the structural fuselage down a little bit.
Yeah, because then when we
It's a
close the
little
doors,
too
it's going
high.
to be tight.
It's a little too high. Okay.
You're
Yeah.
going to block the windows if you're a Kerbal.
But you could put you
Because
can't see out
logic.
those, can you?
In the real space shuttle,
You can actually see out. We just don't have it in the IVA.
In the real space shuttle, they use that for
All right.
robotic arm. They're using the Canadarm, the robotic arm inside.
They look out the little
They
windows
look
right
out
there.
that, and for docking, they use all of those windows, especially the top ones too, for docking. So they need all those windows.
So that's pretty close, right? It just needs to come down a little bit, huh?
Yeah, definitely down.
All right.
And then you move the probe core up a little bit. You should
Like
be
that?
good.
Yeah, and then probe core up will keep
Probe
the
core
struts
up a little
flat,
bit
and
and keep the
then-
struts flat. Kind of like that. I think it's okay. What do you think, EJ?
The docking port in reality doesn't go much higher than the payload bay walls.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, it doesn't go high at all.
It does. It's not much
It
higher.
really
It's
doesn't look like it over there.
Because you don't want to block any of the
it-
windows
that-
or the
okay.
access.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
The one with the A pass on it is
It's
a little
probably
bit.
like a weird angle. So
It-
just
yeah.
something like that, maybe.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
As long as
perfect.
it's not glitching through the floor of the payload bay, that's pretty good.
And then if we move that up there, like that.
Yeah, that looks.
Looks
That's
good?
not bad at all.
All right.
I'd say go down with the probe core just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Go down with the probe core a bit? Okay.
Yeah, because it's kind of in the middle of the probe core. It looks like a little.
Oh, it is. It is down a little bit from there. But that looks like that's even with the top of the bay.
A tiny bit lower than the top
not,
of the bay.
It's not. Yeah, the attachment points for that module is actually just below the rim of the payload
Like
bay.
Like that sort of
yeah.
deal?
Yeah, it's really hard to tell from any of the pictures. I mean,
Because there's like rays, there's
Exactly,
trays
yeah.
or something under there. Okay.
I'm trying to make this in the modeling.
Got
segment of
born
my
with
screen,
sunglasses.
so-
Let me check something right quick. Is the background noise distracting? Chat? Is there a lot of background noise right now? I don't know. It seems like there's more background noise than normal.
Well, we've got a lot of people behind
Yeah,
us,
I
and
know,
they were
there
all
are.
interested in what's going on. And Chattermage is back there teaching about the game.
Is
and
that good right there? Does that look good? That's probably fine.
I like that.
That looks good, dude.
That looks
great.
pretty
really
legit.
darn good.
So what did that do to our center of mass, I wonder? Here's this.
Will that be
and
able to
this.
dock now with that low?
Oh yeah.
It still doesn't have enough mass in the front.
Really? That didn't add that much?
It barely added anything. These weigh 125, those weigh 375, those weigh 375. We could just add some avionics, some structural avionics up here.
I mean, the other thing that's why I use the panels up there. It's
Yeah.
mass to shift it forward.
It's extra
huh?
mass, yeah. Because we could just like clip those in.
And that moves it, actually.
We're
I
getting
think that's
there.
about where it needs. Yeah, it's a little
These
bit
be a little
further
bit more
back.
further forward,
A little
EJ?
further more.
I would. Yeah, you can move them a little bit more forward. That'll. I mean,
A little bit more? Maybe one more. So this is not good, great from a part count perspective, honestly.
Strut them too, or else they'll be wobbling all over the place.
Do they wobble out?
You only need to strut one.
I don't. I never do the interior strutting.
Really?
I don't trust the interior strutting. Because sometimes when the craft loads, they shoot to weird directions. Like they don't actually you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
that weird bug?
if you sub-assembly apart and then you change its orientation.
Yeah. I got like so salty about that once, and I just never went back to it.
So frustrating.
No worries.
We could have used something other than a structural fuselage to get even more weight up there, like a fuel tank just to ballast it out. But
yeah,
I wonder how this thing glides.
I mean, like that's the thing. That's like I said. That's why I use the panels up there because the panels are they're heavier. They have more mass, and I also use them to round out the front of the shuttle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't use the
big ones. Use the small ones.
I used a bunch of 1x1s, and I put them basically vertical right there. And you can line them up with your strake, and that'll give you a nice clean look, bridging off of the wing segment coming out of there.
Yeah, I see.
And it'll actually add some mass to it.
I wonder if let's put a couple of them up here maybe and see. Should I clip them in like that, maybe?
I have mine. Yeah, I have
like
mine
exposed.
Clipped. Yeah, it's only exposed where. Yeah, like
right,
that. That's how I do it.
At the bottom, and then we would rotate it to match the strake.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, guys. All right, let's bring this back over. I don't know. What am I doing it right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it brings these to come in a
We're
little bit
doing
more.
symmetry, right? Yeah.
And rotated. Yeah, it is in
Okay.
symmetry. Rotated just a little bit more. Is that good? Yeah, that's not too bad.
I mean, you're kind of at a crossroads here because you can either follow the line of the strake or follow the line of the fuselage. I think you should follow the strake just for time's sake. It'll be a lot easier than trying to follow that curve of the fuselage.
Yeah.
Yeah, because unfortunately,
Plus, you just need to bridge the gap there. It doesn't need. I mean, you only need 2 panels, something like that. And
that's kind of what I'm looking at here.
Yeah.
Is there a Mac version of this game?
Yes,
there is.
There is a Mac version.
And a
of the
Linux
game.
version as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, now they're just a little bit too long to fit. Shucks. Yeah. There we go.
So just
all right.
move the front one back a little bit, have a gap, and call it a day.
Yeah.
Mine clips out like that too. It does it a little bit. You have to because there's no way you can really get around it. If you make it go into the point of the wing, it'll look real nice though. Up.
But it's not gonna match at the top then. That doesn't match.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
See, it's killing me. It's killing me. Oh well, you know something. This is close enough. There we go.
That's not terrible.
Yeah,
No, that looks fine.
Something
And
like
you're
you actually
shifting
can. You can build robots. You can totally build robots. I just heard somebody say like you could build robots.
You can
You
rovers
could
and all that
totally
cool
build
stuff.
all sorts of stuff.
Great.
The
The Kerbal world is
I
your
don't know.
oyster.
I don't know.
Robots.
I don't know. Well, no, I mean with Infernal Robotics.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
With IR, yeah.
Either the rovers, like a rover would be a robotic, like a probe
Or
control
you
thing,
can make
or like
a robotic
robot.
arm out of stock.
You could make a robot. I don't know if you would want to do that.
Why would
but
someone
you
do
could,
that?
Yeah.
Jeez.
What else
crazy.
do we need to do here?
I
Anything else, guys?
think you're looking good, man. I mean,
Because remember, when he said bye Twitch, nice. When those are empty, which they would be, right?
it slides right into place, dude.
It goes right where we want it to be.
Yep.
We may actually have one too many beams up there,
I
but that's
test.
probably fine.
Yeah, I test mine out. When I do glide test, I usually try to keep my fuel like when the shuttle returns back with about 150 in it.
Okay.
With that big a fuel tank, that's how much I usually end up with, depending on the mission.
I gotcha. So we could have a little bit. How much Delta V does this have right now, I wonder?
I don't.
And I want to see. Let's grab that. Those. Let's bring this down into a separate stage. It's not going to be able to feed from the tank. It's not attached to. That's still 692 Delta V, no payload.
Yeah, but I mean, my ohms are attached into the big fuel. Yeah, there you go.
Is it going to reach?
Yeah, you'll get it.
That didn't make any change.
You got to you got to strut the main fuel tank, the main back piece into the Rapier engines.
The Rapiers are attached to this pod here, aren't they?
Yeah, so
see?
run a fuel line from your big tank, from your main tank, into those.
There's no fuel in the main tank.
Oh, you don't. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't put
those are
any
empty.
fuel at all in the main tank.
Oh, you want to do this right? Okay, I got
Yeah.
you. Yeah, you want to do it like 100%.
Yeah,
right.
that's what I was trying to do,
Yeah.
just to do
Not
something
like-
a little different. There we go. That's 2,000 Delta V.
Nice. Not like you're trying to
With no-
replicate
wait.
anything that's behind us.
Oh.
Is that right?
2998. Yeah.
No,
Wow.
the mode.
Uh,
Toggle mode. There you go. 947 Delta V when both those things are filled up. And we'd have to, I think it just wasn't showing it because it was in jet engine mode where it would pull from everywhere, right? All right, it says at the top of the chatty window over there. Let's see, 947. Let's see, that. It's just going to be difficult. There we go. That'll work right there. All right, good deal. So what else do we need to do here, guys? Anything?
What else do we need?
I think we're fine.
Hang on, EJ's muted.
Oh, EJ's muted.
no,
All right,
good.
EJ's unmuted. All right.
Let's see. What
Out
else
of
do
the
we
break.
You got RCS, you got your forward
Yeah,
tank.
EJ added like 100 parts over the break.
Oh,
We're
totally,
at
yes.
114 right now.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were at 14, of course.
I added 20, okay?
20 parts. What? I don't know
Only
if I buy
20 in
that.
what,
yeah.
20 minutes,
He
20
added
parts?
20% of the parts. He adds a part per minute. Thwap, thwap, thwap. Where do these go? These go up on the front?
So there's 3 facing up, 3 facing forward, and there's 2 facing down.
Are there
and-
ones going to the side?
Yep. So the space shuttle has 4 holes on either side.
Okay.
There's 2 that go in the lateral directions,
Right?
and then there's 2 that actually they're kind of out at an angle like this relative. Like if the nose cone is right here,
Right.
they're like that because you can't have something facing directly forward because the nose cone is in the way.
Oh, I
So
gotcha.
They face kind of out and to the sides a little bit.
We are never going to be able to do that with these veer governors. I mean, that's...
You can use you can gizmo it a little bit, but that's about it.
So if we go like that, we press 3, we go like this, we rotate it over. Kind of like that. Is it too far forward?
It's a little more of an angle, but
It feels like it's way too far forward though, right?
yeah, those RCS components are more towards the lateral ones. They're back a little ways.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. We'll bring this over this way. We'll bring this out this way. Now that's too far back. So somewhere like this, maybe we can dress it up. Like that? Is that good?
Yeah, that looks all right. You can you can angle it a little more towards the front.
Towards the front?
Yeah.
That's going to make it stick out, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's less efficient to have it like this. But if we...
I mean, you could also. I mean, there's also 3 more above the nose cone that are actually facing forward as well. So those don't have to be like completely.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is going to, like, defashion the shuttle.
There's holes all over the front of this thing, man.
It's almost like an excuse for putting on real, you know what I mean?
Yeah, checking the manual.
Yeah.
We have-
would
we have
start
the,
with- I
the
don't know
Haynes
what we're
manual
talking
here,
about
right?
here.
Yeah, I'm gonna check
Yeah.
the Haynes manual real quick here
Yeah.
to see if I can.
Those
find.
parts are so unfashionable. It kills me how unfashionable those parts are.
Yeah.
I like the ones on the nose, though. The
They
top
look-
of the nose, those runners look pretty
Yeah,
good.
they work in that very specific configuration, but then when you try to do this sort of stuff, it's like
They
the
look
little
like,
pods like this would be so much easier. Like, look at that.
They look like Portal 2 turrets.
They look like Portal 2. They look like
they're
Portal
right,
2
they
turrets.
do.
Are you still there?
Open the shield and put them there. I kind of want them in the realistic sort of position, and they're just not going to look very good. Meh.
Flipping through the book.
Are there ones facing down?
The one. Let me just. Yeah, those.
Yeah.
I apologize. I messed that up. The ones that you just got finished placing are actually the ones that are pointing down. I'm sorry. I'll get a picture of it
Yeah,
for
we're
you.
pulling
But
that up here.
I
So
screwed
the
up
ones on the
directions.
side are pointing down.
Yeah, correct. And then the ones on the
Oh.
top of the nose cone are the ones that are facing forward. I
Well, that's
apologize.
actually something that I can go with.
Yeah, it's not going to be nearly as.
It's terrible looking.
There it is.
All right, so I mean, chat,
All
we
right,
might be
there
able to
we
We're
get
going
a
to show DOS first, then we'll
Yeah,
show
we'll
the
put it on
camera.
the screen. Yeah.
So these ones are angled out like that. Those ones
I
are angled
gotcha.
directly to the side, and those ones up front are angled directly forward.
All right, good deal.
Here we go. Let's see if we can swing that around to the camera.
I don't think they'll.
I
be
don't
able
think.
to
Yeah,
see
it's
it,
such a
buddy.
small drawing. So there's some here that are angled down a little bit more.
Yeah, those. Yeah, I apologize. They aren't.
Oh,
they
it's
aren't
all
angled
good.
forward. They're angled down.
Kind of like
relative.
that.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then we could bring these and have these maybe pop out a little bit. They're normally recessed in, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can't. That's something we just.
We can't really do that in KSP. We
I
just
mean,
don't have
if
it.
you really wanted to make it look nice, what I would actually end up doing is make a monopropellant radial port, like the monopropellant pod, the little ball thing. That just has,
yeah.
and clip a Verner behind it, and then just have the ball thing sticking out just a tiny bit. But that's that's adding tons of parts. I don't even do that on mine. If
We're
you wanted to
never,
ma- If you wanted to make it look right, that's what I do. But this will be sufficient.
There's not going to be an easy way to make these face forward.
So
And
how I
look
did
right.
how I did it with those is
Yeah.
those are the only ones. But that's how I here hold up. Let me-
It's kind of like that, right, EJ?
Yeah, exactly. I put the RCS
Looks
ports
hideous.
just behind those. Hey, my mic's acting up. Hold up.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I think it's going in and out. But anyway, here I'll just hold it in place.
There you go.
What I did was I sunk the Verners in kind of down below the ones that push it up, and then I put RCS ports in front of it to make it look like the RCS ports were there.
Oh, I gotcha. That's actually a pretty good idea.
It also doubles as a redundant function because my crew tank is actually full of monopropellant, and in case something absolutely goes completely 100% wrong, I run out of fuel, it's enough delta V to get the shuttle down below 70 so I can deorbit it. Just using the 3 monopropellant thrusters up front. Yeah, I know. It's such a weird shape.
That looks terrible. These parts are so hard to do.
Redundancy is NASA. Now, one of NASA's favorite words, redundancy and
Oh,
nominal.
yeah. Yeah,
Two favorite
definitely.
words at NASA.
Yeah,
killing
for
me.
sure. You guys said the sound is okay? Because it's intermittent on my headset. It might be,
Oh,
it might just be
that's
the
maybe
headset.
I've been hearing you
playback
the whole
thing,
time
then.
on
Okay,
mine,
cool,
so
cool,
you
cool. Yeah,
sound
that's fine.
Hey.
I think that may just be the mic. With the
I sound like I have a cold because I haven't slept in days.
oh, yeah, there's
Except for
that.
last night, but
Yeah.
That's not terrible, honestly. Look.
yeah, you could do that.
no.
That's a way to do it. I mean, it looks like a train now, but
It looks like a train now. He's like, you could do that, but it looks kind of dumb, Das.
Nice.
And they're angled a little bit. But I guess the real thing would be, this
Okay,
is what you
thanks,
were
guys.
talking about.
yeah, sink them down in there, and then use the monopropellant ports there. And it's not just adding excess part count because if you fill
Yeah.
the crew tank with monopropellant, which will not
I
only
gotcha.
shift your COM forward a little more, but
Right.
it acts as a redundant system.
Now, does the real shuttle have 2 types of monopropellant like that?
Yeah, absolutely. The shuttle actually uses it has
It was
Verners.
such a setup question. Sorry, Chad.
Yeah.
I already knew the answer. So
Yeah,
I apologize.
No, that's exactly right. The real shuttle in reality has Verners and it has RCS. So the Verners, they burn liquid fuel and oxidizer, so they burn the dinitrogen tetroxide and the monomethyl hydrazine. I'll just I think it's like N2005 or something, but
Someone had it in chat earlier.
Nice.
the Verners actually burn the liquid propellant, the liquid fuel, and the oxidizer, and the RCS components actually just burn the monopropellant. They use it for coarse and fine control because the Verners actually have more thrust than the RCS does, just like it does in Kerbal.
Right. Okay, so and there's no RCS pods down on the bottom here.
No.
No,
There's
alright.
nothing on the bottom because
Because the gear bay, it's all
the gear bay and the thermal protection system.
Yeah,
mostly.
yeah.
You can't have a hole down there during
Yeah,
the end.
gotcha.
It's not a good idea.
Okay, and then on the back we've slapped those pods on. Are there pods anywhere else? We've got the top forward and the top up. We've got the sides translation. We've got down kind of at an angle like that.
That's it, man.
That looks it.
You got it.
Alright.
Unless you got if you got all the bottom ones, like there's on the back, there's ones facing down. There's
Oh,
ones
there
facing-
are.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've
you have
got
it.
down, back, side to side sort of deal, and then that looks hideous.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, honesty. At least
It
it's
looks
honest.
hideous.
You're
I
not-
think that
you're
it
not
looks
wrong.
hideous. I am not wrong. Thank you. So let's see if we can flip this around. I don't know if it would look any better. All right. Let's bring this over.
What I did with the rear RCS component, it's once again a little more part count, but I took 2 of the smallest radiators and kind of clipped them like this, and then I
and then you
put one
put
of
the stuff in between
the
them.
rectangle I-beams on the top, and then I used the Verner's weird
I
shape to
gotcha.
fill in the back, so it actually looks
yeah.
okay.
That Werner there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, well, the thing
Yeah.
is, no, if we did this, it would be a pretty easy fix, right? If we just went like this and we pulled this down.
and if you doubled up the intake,
Yeah, if we doubled up the intakes, it would be a pretty easy fix. So let me slap an intake on like this.
That question is, the lady, the photography lady who's here with the Intrepid. Do you mind if she gets some shots from you?
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, that's fine.
Is it
Yeah,
okay
yeah, that's fine.
with the
Yeah,
flash?
it's okay. No, it's fine.
Are we getting promotional photos for the Intrepid?
Something, yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. We'll do that. We'll do
Oh, yeah.
this.
Official promo photos.
Oh, yeah.
Bring it around. There we go. No, we're good to
Alright,
go.
yeah.
Everybody act natural.
So beware of the flash. It may
Beware of the
mess
flash.
up the webcam a little bit. But oh,
it's
very
Ah.
nice.
It's not lightning
Apparently,
going on
we don't
here.
need the flash because our lighting is so good.
Oh,
Congrats.
there. Well, thank you.
Well done, Dus.
I made that up myself.
Good
Are we
work,
looking at
sir.
you or are we looking over this way? Just keep on
Just do
doing
our
the
thing.
thing.
All
All right, we're
right.
totally still doing the thing. And everybody smile like the shuttle doesn't look
yeah,
hideous.
Everyone in chat too also. don't
Everybody
you
in
smile.
chat, smile. Everybody over there. All right, and I'm going to clean this up and we'll use the governor
Nice.
and
Yeah, I
bring it
know,
in
like
even
I'm-
more.
Yeah,
it's like-
it's the.
I'm doing an arbitrary point to make.
You're
a
just
picture look
pointing
good.
at something
Okay, and
right
I've
in
got
the
the pen
screen.
up.
Looks like
Oh
I'm
my
explaining
gosh,
something.
you guys are
And
nuts.
I've got the pen up so I can kind of like so.
All right, there we go. Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Chat knows the truth.
They know I'm pointing
Only
at.
chat knows.
This
There's
man,
the smiles
this
in
man
chat.
is
There
playing
you go. Everybody's
Galaga.
smiling. Nice. He's playing Galaga. That's not terrible.
Hopefully you guys understood that reference.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody? That's not terrible. Can I just get into that's not terrible, please?
Oh my gosh. We've destroyed chat.
The chat is a storm of emoticons.
I'm okay.
Brace yourselves.
I can't get into it there. Structural intake. All right.
I love it, man. The second they realize what we're playing is, oh my god.
They're
I'm like,
playing
Yeah,
Kerbal Space
Kerbal Space
Program.
Program.
is it
At
bad
the
if I
museum,
would
what?
probably have the same response?
Yeah, I would expect you to have the same response.
That's what I've like. Oh,
love that
let's
game.
See here. Oh no, I can't get that piece off. Shucks. It's just the wheels are falling off the wagon. All sorts of things are going on over here. Come on.
I'm enjoying chat.
There we go. Chat, I'm not even reading chat.
That's
No,
smart.
they
Yeah.
said it actually looks pretty good.
No, they're saying, yeah.
We're trying. Because you can rotate these in. And now it's like complete Fashion Academy.
Fashion Academy,
There
I
you
like
go.
Yes,
this.
the Kerbal Fashion
The
Academy.
Kerbal Fashion Academy. That is,
Yeah, it's a thing.
there you go.
You know what I just realized,
That
man?
looks okay.
Oh
Huh.
gosh, what?
You've been sucked in. We've been designing this shuttle for hours.
It's
One
okay.
of
We
us.
honestly,
One of us.
we haven't spent that much time on it, I don't feel like.
When you
Like,
we've only been spending about 3
I mean,
hours
compared
on
to
it.
that guy
3-4
on
hours?
Twitch, EJ, that was always streaming the shuttle, like, we've barely spent any time.
Yeah, only 3
Kappa.
hours. We have 1 more hour left, and then we're gonna have to take another break, I believe.
Yes. There we go.
That
All
looks
right,
good,
is that
man.
clean enough?
No, that looks good.
Can
Really.
I just go with that?
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
Because the actual shuttle does have the little thing sticking
Yeah,
off
the RCS
burners.
component that's
And
coming
they're
off the back of the shuttle
rotated.
in reality is like the size of a V8 engine block. It's
Wait, it
big.
is?
It's big. Look
You
at
can't see it on here, right?
Look at how
Because
big
it's-
that
If you
thing
go
is.
back to full screen, maybe be able
It's
to
like
see it, but I don't know.
closed in. Let's see
It's
here.
closed off by the fairing, but you
Yeah.
can still see the outline. You
Yeah,
can even
exactly.
see it on stream.
All right, you can kind of see it over
It's
there.
a
Yeah, you
little
can
bit,
kind of
yeah.
see it. You can't see where the actual
Nah, you can't see the
RCS comes
connection
out.
port,
No.
but in
Darn.
reality it's about
Back-
this big
Mhm.
and maybe like 2 to 3 feet long.
Yeah,
It's
it sticks out a little bit
it's not
past.
small. It's
All right.
big. It's a big.
Well, ours kind of looks like that then.
Yeah.
It's kind of in the right position. It's
Yeah,
not
let's
terrible.
switch back to full screen and compare.
All right. There we go.
Yeah.
That looks okay. All right, good deal. So what else do we need to do here?
Maybe clean up the back a little bit, but other than that, I mean, do some Fashion Academy on the back. But
What else needs to be done back there?
on mine, I have panels that are stacked. They're not node. Yeah, they're node attached over and over and over again, and then they're moved into position to prevent aero issues. You don't necessarily need to do that. I mean, but I find that I'm looking at the back of the shuttle a lot on
Yeah.
like when I stream, so
Yeah.
people like are always seeing it. So I got to make sure it looks right.
Okay. I think I'm going to go with this. I think
All
we're
right.
That's fine.
I
That's
like
see
it.
how this
absolutely.
goes.
I think we have our Enterprise.
We have a pretty nice shuttle. That maybe that piece right there, how that doesn't exactly match up, but we could be here all day doing
Yeah.
this, you know.
No, that's good. Considering how much
It's so
we don't
close.
have too much time left, I think we
It's
should
so
probably
close. Yeah,
go
we have
with
another
that.
hour left, right?
And then we can maybe go for a little bit after, but we're cutting it close.
We will have to see. All right, let's bring that down. And what now? We're supposed to do glide test now.
Do
Oh
we
yeah.
wanna put it on a plane or?
So I have 2 ways of testing out when I do glide tests with the shuttle. So
Right.
the first way is to attach it to 905 and go.
Right.
The thing is 905 is 350 parts. My shuttle's 225 parts.
jeez, yeah.
That way is if I want to do a nice long term, like, you know, this looks awesome type of stream, that's what I do.
Right.
The other way I do it is start the shuttle off with a full fuel load
Okay.
and put some fuel in your big tank in the back, okay?
Oh, and have it like fly itself up or something?
Put it vertically and attach 2 kickbacks to the sides.
Okay.
And then don't fire the main engines because you need an external tank for that. Fire
Right.
your ohms and 2 kickbacks, and that should get your shuttle up to about 10,000, and you can glide back down.
Here's what I'm going to do.
It's a quick and easy way to get the thing up there.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put
Because-
huge booster packs, huge kickbacks on here.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Because
exactly what I do.
reasons. Yep.
Because we can.
Yep.
This is
That-
not how NASA does it.
Yeah.
Sure it is.
I bet you we
let's
told them
see
about
here.
this method, they'd do it.
Is that good?
You only need 2.
No,
Trust
I
me.
want 4.
Oh,
Sorry.
Because
well,
reasons.
I'm not going to complain about that. You know what I'm saying?
I want 4.
That's
Especially when it
okay.
all explodes. I mean,
I'm just going to go 4.
4 of them, that's a lot.
I don't know what you're talking about,
It's all
man.
good. What's the thrust of weight? A lot, honestly.
Yeah, this
Wow,
candle's going to fly
There you
really
go.
far.
That looks so legit. and then I wish we could just like tilt it up. So
You could vertically integrate it, put it on, and put some launch clamps attached to the SRBs. And
can I launch it at an angle?
go ahead.
Yeah, why not?
Just
Well,
because.
I mean, mine's pointed straight up.
Yours point straight up.
I just launched straight up. I launched with the ohms firing and the solids firing. It's not enough DV to get up into orbit, but it's enough to get it high enough where you can test how it flies. What are we doing?
So everybody's like, what is going on
What
here?
about separatrons is what
All right, is
suggestion
that
on
good? Nah, no separatrons.
All right.
Please put the gear up.
Let's just see how this works.
Yeah. Oh yeah, gear.
All right, that looks so legit, though.
Please put the gear up.
This is how they should mount the space shuttle
Someone's ignoring you.
at the place. This is what we're going to do. Let's save it and launch it.
Oh no.
Let's see how this is. We've clipped all these
You are
nonsensical
being ignored.
flight
Fine, then we're
parts on
hoarding
here
the
that
spacecraft.
EJ doesn't
Then
think is
we're
going to
hoarding
be
the
an
astronaut
issue.
ice cream.
This is going to be such an issue. Let's see.
Yeah, fine. Then you don't get any ice cream.
Let's get some people out of chat. All right, Graham is a lizard. Can go. Who else? The Schwags.
The swag.
So hope we keep
Nice.
it classy. Fire Fistus and Red Samar. All right, good deal. Let's go over here. Go here. I just toss this thing together. There we go. This is totally gonna work. Add. All right. So we don't really need to throttle up. We can panel lock. There you go. We can engage the SAS. There we go.
Yes,
These
don't
are
Fire
okay.
in the same
These
stage.
also go over here. Yep, like that.
I'm Johnny Knoxville. and I'm
Like
going to
that.
the moon.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. This is never going to work, and we want the gear to go up, or else EJ's going to have issues.
Please, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now it's good. Now
he
it's
can
fine.
breathe. He can
It's
breathe
fine
again.
now. It's good. It's good now.
This is exactly how they tested it in real life. It should have enough thrust to weight. I don't know. It's going to rip itself apart when it hits the launch clamp. We should only put launch clamps on the bottom. Let's see. 3, 2, 1.
Oh no!
Ouch! Oh, no, wait! Oh, we're good, though. We're
And there's
good.
an audible
We're
gasp
good.
from the crowd.
We're good?
We shouldn't. The crew is fine. The crew's fine.
They're alive.
No problems with the crew. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry.
Well, they look like they were having a good time. So.
Let's see what
Yes,
we've got
that's what
here.
matters.
It's an amusement park ride. It's the let's not go to space today. Really, the only issue is this right here,
And
honestly.
income
And then it
direct.
needs more boosters, probably.
Yes, more boosters will help, of course.
Come on. No. Resume flight. There you go. Recover the vessel. All right, let's go back to the VAB, spaceplane hangar. You guys look embarrassed. Come on. This
It's
is
not like
also
there's a whole bunch of
partially
people watching
it's
us
partially
right now.
entertainment as well, people. It's not as if I didn't know exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, we're still going though. Come on and load up.
Load game.
There you go.
All
And
right.
these were really the only issue we had.
Just launch those. There you go.
And it really needs more thrust as well.
Of course it does.
That piece there
Yes.
was killing us.
Yes,
that piece
it needs
killed
more
us.
thrust.
We could attach it to the wings and then miss that piece maybe. Like that. That seems legit. What else? More boosters?
No, I think we're good on the booster core
Yeah.
right now.
It's only a 1.87 thrust to weight.
Oh.
It's not very much.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that means
It's
we
not
should add
very
more.
much. All right, let's fly it this way. Hopefully it won't hit the clamp this time and we'll see. So in real life, how do they test it?
In real life, to do atmospheric flights with the shuttle during the approach and landing test, they would have it launched off the back of the 747.
Okay.
They
Which
only
they
did
call
it
NASA 905.
exactly. They only did it 4 or 5 times in the 5 times in the beginning of the shuttle program, and then
Right.
they never did it again.
And you know which space shuttle they used to test it? They only used one.
Which one?
Is it?
Is
it that one?
That one?
It is that one.
It is that
Enterprise,
one.
yes.
It's totally the Enterprise. How's that looking? That looks good. All right, let's see how this works.
Out in the
F1
deserts of
safety.
California with a dirt
look
runway
kinda
that's so long that you have at least 3 miles in case anything
Let's
happens.
see if this works. All right, hopefully this will work and we'll clear those clamps.
This is a
Gear
good
up.
Yeah,
idea.
the gear.
Positive rate, gear up.
They magically disappear into the space
Yay.
shuttle. They're magical.
You
These
saw
are cloaking
nothing.
devices.
Yeah, it's like you saw nothing.
They're like the Nox. Anyways, let's keep going. 3, 2, 1.
No, stage.
No, get out!
Stage
Get out!
Yeah!
I think we lost the piece.
It's okay, it flies.
2 of your launch clamps are in your upper stage, I
Oh,
think.
we
Maybe.
lost-
Oh, no.
Oh, what?
Launch-
What are you doing? Well, it's fine. And we lost our
Well
control
done,
surface.
sir. Well done.
Maybe if we roll, spin it to win it sort of deal.
Spin it
to
to
win
win
it.
Why didn't NASA just do it this way? Look how easy this is.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know what's going wrong with this. I think.
Wait, no, it's
By the
still
way, I
going.
think chat was warning you about staging.
Too bad, chat. I'm just Look, okay, it's doing fine.
Oh, those are the control surfaces that came off.
The control surfaces came off. That's going to be bad for our glide
the
test.
launch clamps were attached to the controls.
Yeah, minor details.
Look,
It's flying great. No, it hasn't
look
crashed.
at all the nonsensical parts going. Wait, is this good? Is this not good?
Oh, dirt.
Da, 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 da,
This
da,
is
da,
exactly.
da, da,
Wait.
da, 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 da. Hi.
What do we do? No.
Get off me!
Get off.
What was that?
I don't know.
That was a landing gear.
Oh,
Did we just lose a landing gear? We just fell off. None of this is happening.
You have
correctly.
one.
Ever.
You have one.
I have.
The burners.
What?
I mean, not the burners. The ohms. One's rocket and the other's air breathing.
Oh wait.
Oh, look at
Oh.
the color. Yeah. It's a color show now.
What is
Oh
happening?
no.
Okay, I have no clue.
Oh, this is.
Look,
this
why
is
is
the
that
most
one
Kerbal
still
launch
on?
This is
ever.
bad.
We're fine. Look at the runway. We're
It's like going to
fine.
test, it's good.
Everyone needs to put a fail fish, I think, at this
Where's
point.
the? No.
I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh, we only have one landing gear in the front.
Oh, okay, the airplane.
So yeah, about the fail fish.
This is a problem. Partial landing gear checklist. So what would I do in this in this situation? What would I do? Revert. It's
that would
fine.
be an ocean ditch, maybe. I don't know.
I'm almost lined up with a
Point
runway
straight down,
even.
And then at about 1,000.
I can't point straight down. It's probably because the
It has no
lift.
control
It has no
surfaces.
control surfaces.
Just a minor problem. One landing gear, no
Oh.
control surfaces.
I'm gonna land it like a unicycle. Watch. I've got this.
Yeah, just leave it balanced on its nose when
Funny
It will-
if we could land this.
Oh my gosh! It is.
Something just exploded.
No, it's only wanting to nose up. Anytime it gets enough speed, it just wants to nose up.
Which is good. We need to flare on. Actually, no, we have to
Look,
nose
I
down
need
now.
to dive.
Actual craft will do that.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, you get enough lift, it pulls it. Yeah.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Aha.
It's not looking good. Maybe we could knife over like the Blue Angels do.
Flip upside down and it'll catch you.
There's nobody from the museum watching right now, is there? Okay.
I hope
Like the
not.
curator of the
Hashtag-
space shuttle. Yeah.
Hashtag don't tell Intrepid.
This is no,
Don't tell us that.
that's actually not bad. I'm gonna see if I can't come back around again. This is not looking good.
See, right here is where your control surfaces are.
Wait, S turns. I could do S turns.
Aha.
Oh.
Like the actual shuttle does 4 S turns when it comes into.
I have
slow
almost
down.
no electric charge either, and then I'm gonna lose all my
And
SAS.
your
So we
electric
didn't
charge is
put
gone.
batteries on it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there goes your electric charge 0.
All right, we're still going though, and
You're
I'll
do-
do my unicycle landing. I'm not exactly lined up. It's not the best lineup
As soon
here.
as you say Interstellar, just spin.
It's
Yeah.
like interstellar.
Oh gosh.
Look, we're fine. That's weird when I try to roll. All right.
It's actually not too terrible using the.
GG Aero model.
It's doing okay on fuel still.
Real is.
Gotta get lined up. Timeout.
Watch your vertical speed.
Sync rate.
Secret.
Sync rate.
Terrain.
Pull up.
Also, lack of landing gear.
Too low.
Too.
Gear.
Yep,
Too low.
there it is.
Yeah.
Too low terrain. Too low gear.
Come on. Now pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Hey!
You're good.
They're fine.
You're good. You're good.
Wait.
You're good.
The crew are cool.
You got it. Yeah.
That's a success. All right, high fives all around. All around. High fives.
We made it.
The crew are
We
fine.
made it.
You get to go home to your families
Mark III
tonight.
Crash tolerance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. The Mark III crash tolerance. All right, I kind of figured that was going to happen with no rear gear. With that much clipping and no rear gear, that's not a recipe for success.
Yep.
What was the problem again? The staging was the entire problem.
Yeah, the launch clamps.
And batteries. You need batteries.
Batteries,
As well.
We do
yes.
need more
That
batteries.
SAS.
You're right. Where can we put batteries? We can put them in the cargo bay
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
deal.
Put them up. Put them up front. Put them in that little
Oh.
gap area, man.
All right.
COM.
Yes, that has weight.
So let's fix the staging.
Good point.
Like chat was complaining. Let's bring the gear up. Let's not blow off or rip off our control surfaces this time. And let's try this again.
Take 3.
Take something. F5 for safety. All right. Throttle up. Doesn't do anything. Panel lock. Yes. SAS engaged. 3, 2, 1.
Space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
all
we're
right.
so good.
All right.
Hooray!
We're so good. And I'm just, I don't know. Where should I go? Now that it's flying fine, what do I do? I don't know what to do
Probably.
now.
Go up.
Go up. Yes.
There we go.
What
right, that's not what I wanted at all.
Oh, fuel
They
cells.
go up.
Yeah.
I was trying to look for, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
So we've got control surfaces, we've got lift. There's some weird sideways lift in the back.
It's
What's
from the
causing
It's
that?
from the tapered wings.
Oh, it's from the
It's-
tapered
it's-
wings.
it's-
I gotcha.
Because it's equally applying it on both sides. It doesn't change the arrow. They're negating each other out essentially.
Can somebody help me out with this? Is lift just drag upwards? It's not.
No.
No.
Drag is a byproduct of lift.
Drag is a byproduct of lift.
Correct.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, I switched that as well. There,
Vehicles
no,
hit
they're all
maximum
close. I got-
dynamic pressure.
Yes, max Q.
Vehicle is. We're very confused as to what's happening to this vehicle.
Stand by for SRB burnout.
Wait,
step.
it's about to. No, it's wanting to flip for some reason.
Flip program. Not
Okay,
complete.
there we go.
I think that the arrow was trying to take it, man. I don't think that has anything to do with the.
It does
our
not
design.
like.
Almost made it to 20.
Go for
There
step.
you go.
Nice.
Complete.
All right.
Showing SRB set flight.
Roger, SRB step complete.
103 converge.
On schedule.
What?
Don't mind us.
We're saying
I'm
random
missing
numbers.
many pieces here. Clearly, this is not a.
We're just saying random numbers. Don't
Oh man.
Roger, flight.
Just say nominal over and over again. Everybody's like perfect.
All systems nominal flight.
Okay, so in this
So now
part,
what?
man, it's really important to find prograde and just because it's a lifting body, it doesn't fly like a regular plane. A lifting
Right.
body flies very differently because the fuselage is generating lift rather than just the wings. So you have to just it's really a lot of finesse. You kind of have to just
There's
let it do
prograde.
its thing and don't try to fight it to fight it. Don't try to fly it like a fighter plane. Just
But it's Kerbal Space Program.
okay. Okay, fly it like a fighter plane. Go ahead.
Yes. And we are on an
Oh
aircraft
my
carrier
gosh. We are on an aircraft
full
carrier,
of plenty
right?
of fighter jets. So
And I wonder if I'm going to be able to come back around again.
You'll be able to do it, but don't just be very, very finessey with it. Just
Be very
really
finessey.
finessey.
Do a
That's a new
split-
word. I like
be
it.
shuttly.
Can I do
okay?
an Immelman?
Yes, shuttle.
What if I just like pull up here, like
Yeah, 'cause
this?
I think the island is too
You
short
don't want
for this
to. You don't want to
test
pull
flight.
up too much because you have a lot of lift up front, especially with those strakes that you put up there. It wants
does
to nose up.
seem, it seems like it wants to fly this way. It doesn't seem like it's trying to flip around or whatever. Famous last words. It just.
I mean, the shuttle, like I said, for most of the shuttle's reentry profile, or for at least the top half of it, it's flying at 40 degrees pitched up angle of attack.
Yeah.
So that means the
Oh, there it
nose
just
is
fell
pointed
over.
straight up in the air. It was pointed at a very similar angle to when we launched.
Right.
So the thing wants to fly like that because that's just how the lifting body works in general.
Oh my god.
This is actually looks like it's flying pretty well. How's it handling?
It's completely squirrely.
Okay.
It keeps wanting to fly sideways, and I have a big feeling that it's this right here. It's all the wings you put in there. Do you see how they generate that sideways lift?
Yes.
And it's wanting to cancel out and make the craft fly like this. It's like drifting as opposed to going straight. That's what I was scared about.
I mean, on mine I have two rudders in the back too to
Oh,
simulate the
I
speed brake,
gotcha.
so I have twice the yaw authority.
And I can't nose down at all right now.
You can activate the RCS. That'll probably.
Do we do that in real life?
The lower stages, so below probably about 10,000 meters, is where the flight control surfaces come back on.
Okay.
But through reentry, there's no air up there. There's not enough air for the flight control surfaces to actually work.
So they use the
So it
RCS.
uses
Yes.
the RCS. For
Does it
heading
still
thrusters.
use the RCS when the flight surfaces activate?
No.
No, they
No,
shut
they
one off
switch
and turn
off
the
and-
other
okay.
off.
Yeah.
But in this particular circumstance, I would use it to fly it right because it's a real
Yeah.
KSP arrow.
And they actually do a
Yeah.
dump before they come in. They dump pretty much all the fuel except what they need for those turns. So that way, pretty much by the time they finish the turns, the tanks are just about empty. And then it's
All
the
right.
control surfaces.
And see, that's why it's got that side slip, because all of these things, anytime you're not going directly into the airflow, that starts generating lift sideways, and it's trying to drag me sideways.
That's kind of why you got to be
Yeah.
a little.
Replace them with structural panels, but they wouldn't look.
They
the
wouldn't be
same.
white. Yeah, they
Yeah.
wouldn't be white then. Wow. And it rolls like crazy. All right, this is looking better. And I'm actually going to get rid of these.
Smoother, the lower down you get.
But this is not how the shuttle goes. It doesn't go like...
Actually,
Does
Does
yeah,
it
it
go like
does.
this, or does it go like that?
No, it doesn't.
22-degree nose down angle, I believe.
This close to the runway?
Which
Yeah,
is-
the flare maneuver,
yeah.
exactly.
It is
Really?
6 times steeper than a commercial airliner and 3 times faster at landing.
It has
Really?
to. It has to go down like this. So when it pulls up,
What
it
is
has
that?
the speed to generate enough negative vertical speed, so it can equalize out the vertical speed and land.
I gotcha.
Yep. But yeah,
All right.
22 degrees nose down, about 230 miles an hour on landing.
Ooh, it's not happy.
and of course
like
they-
the fine control you try to do, it like wants to go all over the map.
Oh yeah,
Once
it's
it gets
very sensitive.
stable, it's okay, but Jeez.
So you want to try to land right in those hash marks, the solid hash marks. It's the third mark on the runway. That's where you want to put your gear down.
Oh, we're gonna be good to like hit the runway.
Actually, we're coming kind of close to it.
Yeah, that's.
But it rolls
Center.
So you're about right.
every time I try to roll it. It like goes sideways as
Okay,
well.
shut up RCS because you're not.
That's all. I think that's the only reason I have control here.
Nice. Yeah, well, you're out of battery.
You're pretty good.
You're out of battery. That's why. But otherwise.
You got it, man.
Hold it.
Yeah.
This is
Nice.
great.
Yeah.
Yes, look at that.
And then the front would go down, right?
Exactly.
Yep. And then you actually push the
Come
nose
on.
down. The astronauts push the nose
They
down.
push
with
the nose down.
Okay, then.
with the controls.
Because
yes.
once again, lifting body, the whole thing is generating lift, so
Ah.
it wants to fly nose up. That's how the thing
Right.
wants. That's what it wants to do.
Like,
Hey,
we're
we
like
get
a
the
round of
standing
applause
O.
sort of deal. Nice.
Let's get some applause for it. There you go.
They didn't see all the people that died first.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
Wow.
man. Honestly, from this perspective,
Not bad.
it's pretty squirrely. Whenever you roll, it wants to do that sideways thing, but it's manageable. It was manageable.
The real shuttle is like that. It's,
Yeah.
Basically.
it's manageable when you're landing
and
it.
that's
it
what
flies
Mike
like that
from
on
the museum
purpose.
was saying. That's what Mike
Yeah,
was
It's
saying.
really unstable.
Lead tour guide, yeah.
Man.
Some boosters on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Have them push the nose down.
But they actually do. They physically, once they have main gear touchdown,
Yeah.
then they push the control surfaces forward to slam the nose gear into the ground, and then nose gear touchdown.
You know the next thing we have to do, right?
Huh, wonder what that could be.
Get it to space.
Not yet.
Alright. Alright.
We have to get this to space
Now,
next.
I know way too much. We know way too many facts about these, so we're going to be geeking out a whole bunch.
Oh, yeah. No. All right, so that's the next thing. I think this thing's good to go. You guys hardly died at all. We have the fuel up in there. The balance was okay flying in. Well, we didn't really balance out the angle of these, so let's balance out the angle of these and then go and start in. Am I using the term correctly? Stack integrate?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Stack integrated. Then we'll go stack integrated, which is put it with its fuel tank in the
It's
The
important that
SRB
you say vertical stack integration.
vertical stack
Yes.
integration.
Because I mean, you in a VAB,
Thanks,
you
Concreter.
would do vertical integration, which
Right.
is what NASA does with. They did it with Saturn V.
Okay.
They did it with S-1B. They did it with
Oh.
Yeah.
Space Shuttle.
As opposed
Like the
to, I see
Soyuz.
where you're going.
horizontal integration, which is basically building the rocket on a big cart, rolling the cart out to the pad, and then tilting it up
That's
on the pad.
I
Soyuz,
gotcha.
SpaceX does that too. Same thing.
Orbital does it with Antares.
Yes.
I think ULA does it. No, ULA vertically
They
integrates.
do
in Atlas.
vertical, yeah.
We forgot this.
And don't forget batteries too.
Yes, we need batteries. We need the drogue chute.
And
Although we don't really need the drogue chute, it would look
I put
cool.
a drogue chute on mine because
It'll
it
look
looks
cool.
cool.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if you want that extra yaw authority, do the double speed.
Do the
brake.
double tail sort of thing, right?
Yep. The question is,
All
do you want to
right.
do batteries or do you want to do fuel cells like the actual orbiter?
Well, the orbiter has batteries and fuel cells.
Right,
So
so
does
the question
mine.
is which
I
you
put
wanna do.
batteries and
So we'll
fuel
do batteries
cells in
and
mine.
fuel cells.
Yeah.
And everybody scoffed at my test pro. Seriously,
It's great,
it
man.
worked like a charm.
It works, I guess
honestly.
is how you can put it.
It worked fine.
Dude, it looks good. The shuttle looks good.
That's a
It looks
gorgeous
real
orbiter.
good.
I think it worked like
Let's
a
see,
charm.
comparison.
All right, that's it.
Both pretty gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know of a good way in Kerbal Space Program that we could make the tail like the tail cone.
Yeah.
You know?
Other than just,
Clip fairings.
I was just gonna say fairings
Yeah.
or panels. It's the only way. It's structural panels.
Let me put this like this, and I'm actually going to save this as the glide test.
You probably could just put a fairing over it, and that would simulate it relatively well.
Yeah. What I would do is I'd use nose cones
Yeah.
for the main section, and then
Oh.
clip two fairings that are kind of
Wait
the
a
RCS
second.
pod kind of shape.
Yeah.
Would this work? I just have to see if this would be a thing.
You'd put inner stages on it.
And then you could put just a. Yeah.
Yeah. See, like I said, use nose cones for that,
And then the fairing.
use a fairing for
but
the.
Why a fairing?
I don't know.
Is it? I mean,
Make it look
what am I
better?
missing?
Make it look smoother.
Make it look smoother.
Yeah.
Oh, we're trying to make it Enterprise now?
Trying to do
We're
a
trying
tail
to make
cone.
the tail cone.
Kind of like the one you see directly behind. You can see it at the bottom of it here on the camera angle.
Yep.
So the top one doesn't go up like that is the problem. It
You ever-
doesn't stick up.
You gotta remember
Yeah.
that the tail cone is kind of like a continuation of the hull. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the hull shape. It's not the engine shape.
Yeah. That's honestly pretty darn close, though.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's not. I mean, it's like it could come from there, and you could use wings or something. But this would probably be the least like Kerbal-y, messy way of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Because the clipped fairings and stuff are kind of like, I worry about the clipped fairings. I don't think that I want to spend a lot of time on it, so I think I'll just get rid of this stuff. Like that, and like this. And we'll just leave it the way it was. I just wanted to see what that would look like. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the shuttle on the whole looks great. So did you got to do the batteries?
The batteries,
the fuel cells.
Let's take these off.
I usually keep my fuel cells off when I'm flying so it doesn't accidentally drain all my fuel.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we don't need these pieces.
Well, we could.
We could.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder why they couldn't like just put 2 boosters on either side of the shuttle.
There was a concept that actually was like that. The Shuttle 2 concept was exactly that. It was 4 huge boosters. It looked exactly like that.
On either side.
Yep.
Pretty much.
And it used winglets instead of a vertical stabilizer.
Yes.
It was a really interesting design. It also, like, the whole front of the orbiter, the whole front section was, it would be like the crew tank was like a little mini Dream Chaser.
Right.
So in case of emergency, the whole front of the shuttle would snap off and fly
like,
by
go on?
itself. Yep.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is pretty sweet. There we go. So now I've put 2 in, and we deploy them, right? If I come over here and I say deployed, I need to grab the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
And say inverted.
You can't do it in
because of the symmetry. Yeah, that's right.
You have to
right.
place one individually.
That's annoying.
Because then the actual shuttle speed brake and the tail just kind of split open.
So
like that.
a good way to do this, dude, would be to node attach one directly on the top. All right, just one. Don't do it in symmetry.
Wait, I was looking for. I wanted to try something right quick.
Okay,
mirror
absolutely,
symmetry,
absolutely.
Yeah.
To learn, because I've just switched to mirror symmetry.
Yeah.
That might.
So
there's radial, there's mirror.
So, okay.
And then if we come over here and we do deploy, so
No.
they still, even when you put them on with mirror symmetry, they still
Yeah.
deploy in the same way. They don't. It doesn't mirror the deployment apparently.
Try gizmoing them away from each other.
Let's see
yeah.
here. So one's not on the center line or something, maybe?
Exactly. I think that might have something to do with
Let's
it.
see.
Maybe.
Yeah. Nope. It
No.
doesn't. It doesn't look like it mirrors that. I was hoping it would mirror them, you know, because the flaps. Like, look at this. If these things were up, right, they would be going in opposite directions or the
Correct.
same direction.
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah.
But it looks like that doesn't work when you put it on the top for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So a good way to do this, dude, just so you're not just like kind of placing one and placing the other and hoping
Right.
they're on the direct center line, is place one in 1x symmetry, like that's angle snap to the very top.
Right.
Gizmo it slightly to one side, and then angle snap another one to the top, and gizmo that one to the left.
I can just do this.
F-18 shuttle, okay.
No, look. Oh, there's some sort of center line where it flips.
Yep, there it is right there.
Oh. Oh. Okay, so that is the thing.
That's weird.
How come it's only moving one, though?
I have no clue.
Oh, the inversion control. Did you invert one and not the other?
No, it should have done it because they're on in symmetry.
Let's check.
That one is inverted, and that they're both inverted. Now they're going in, but watch if I gizmo them. I wanted to see if this worked.
I'm so confused.
I
Why
am
is it
so
moving
confused. Huh?
I'm so confused.
I don't get it. I don't know.
How
The
does
F-18
that
shuttle,
work?
yeah.
F-18 shuttle.
All right, we'll just do it the right way. So what was the good way to do it? Sorry, EJ, I was trying to learn that
No
there.
problem. No. So do a 1x symmetry, snap one to the very top like you would just place one.
Yeah, like that. Done.
Okay. So gizmo that off to the right a little bit.
2C,
Just
And
a
bring
tiny,
it like-
tiny bit. You don't.
a couple pixels.
And then take another one and try to node snap it in the same position and gizmo it back to the right. It gives you a
Gotcha.
nominal measurement between both of them, so it's actually really centered.
So there, no, almost.
You might have
There
to.
is, got
There
it.
you go.
Yep.
There we go.
And now just move that one so it's equidistant
Yep.
from the other
Offset
one.
it off in the other
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah, it looks like
and
it
I need
needs
to
go-
bring it forward
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Bam, like that.
And then you just
And then
gotta
offset it like a tiny amount, and it looks like it may be
pixels
up
to
a
the
tiny
right.
amount as well.
And
Yeah.
it's like a pixel off, yeah.
Look, you can use that cross you see in the middle. Did y'all see that cross?
exactly.
To kind of like get
that's-
everything
yeah.
aligned. Yeah. It's like 1 pixel down on that side. That's
There you go.
probably it.
That looks really good.
Yeah, that's
And then
good.
this is what the actual shuttle tail does, right? What
Yeah.
we're trying to accomplish here.
It's called a double articulate speed brake.
Yep,
There
that's
you
it.
go.
Then you just action group it, and there you go. Perfect.
Like that. That's
it.
what the actual shuttle does. The tail splits apart like that to act as a speed brake, a double
Uh-huh.
articulate speed brake, like EJ was saying.
Yep.
The
And I
difference
didn't
is-
know that. I just was repeating what EJ said.
The difference
So-
is that on the actual orbiter, they can control how wide open it is for different control of the
Oh,
speed.
really?
Yeah, It kind of works like the body flap. It works. It works
Okay.
in a very similar control mechanism that flaps would work on a plane. You can kind of, you know, how you can set your flaps to 10, 15,
Right,
20
right.
degrees. You could set your body flap and your speed brake to certain
To
measurements.
certain, like,
Yep.
It doesn't
I
work like a
gotcha.
control surface per se, but it works like an adjustable piece. You
Yeah.
know,
Okay.
like flaps.
There we go. So that's how that's supposed to be. And then before I forget, let's just action group those. Like 6 is where I usually, well, 6 is solar panels. 5 is going to be the cargo bay. I have like just standard things, like, so I know I always do this sort of deal.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what would be solar panels. We'll do 7 for the brakes. And that's going to be toggle those like that. Come back here, press 1, go back to the part mode, and do the deployment. And do the deployment like that. Looking good? All right, so what else do we need? We needed
Did you do batteries?
Batteries, okay.
Batteries or fuel.
And
or
we'll
fuel
put
cell.
those forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And I'm okay, honestly, if they stick out. Like if you see them.
Yeah, that, I mean, if you want to put them in the payload bay, that kind of looks good because the payload bay in reality wasn't just bare surface. It
Yeah.
had, I mean, it had the
Yeah.
the felt on top of it, and then it had a bunch of components that you could see that were kind of hanging out.
Oh yeah, so like
albeit they-
attachments for cameras, they had attachments
Exactly.
for payloads. They had little like CubeSat deployment things.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Could be
that's
added.
fine. I just kind of put it in there, you know. And then the fuel cells. Where are the fuel cells at? There we go. The big one's going to be way too big.
I don't have the big one, man.
That kind of dresses it up some, but
Yeah, no, it makes it look
Yeah.
really nice. It looks really visually appealing. Those actually
fancy.
look like the CubeSat launchers that are
They
on the
do
sides
look
of the
like
payload
them.
bay walls.
You're right.
wait,
They look like the CubeSat launcher is just a box.
because they've got like
Yeah, with
CubeSats
little-
and yeah.
It's a little circle.
Now, I don't
kind
know
of
where
on the top of
exactly
the
they go,
Lid
but-
that pops open.
That's actually about the right spot.
Really?
They're about halfway down the payload bay,
Huh.
depending on the mission. I mean, you can pretty much mount it anywhere.
Did
Yeah,
they
that's
clip
pretty
through?
much
They clip-
exact.
They totally clip through. I guess we won't put those there.
Yeah, it's
So we've got some batteries now. We've got a total of how much? 1,700 electric charge. We've got, let's see here. Do you need the other vertical stabilizer? They're not in symmetry. What?
Yeah. You,
Oh,
yeah,
because the action
group's
groups.
only one.
The
Yeah.
action groups. Good catch. Good catch. That one's not in. That one's in. I'm so used to things being in symmetry, right?
And then if you wanted to do a drag chute, if you look at the
Ah, the
back,
drag chute.
back of the vertical stabilizer, there's a
Right
a
here?
component. It's the lower angled component. Yeah, exactly.
This one right here or this one right here?
No, the lower one.
The lower one.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll just do the small chute for that?
Yeah, I just use one drogue just to
Just
get
to
the
get
point
it.
across. It really, like I
Yeah.
said, it really doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's more or less the way with the shuttle. The shuttle didn't always have the drag chute on it like that. It relies
weird.
mostly on its brakes.
Yeah,
to
Endeavour was
stop.
the first one that had the drogue chute. I think it was in the 90s.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
mid 90s was the first time. So all the way through the 80s for I think like the first 70 missions or so, they didn't have it.
They made it so it can land on a shorter runway.
Right.
You know, it's not up there. I know that it's in the further one down, but it's not attaching down there.
Unless you just then use the.
Or it's attaching so far in that it would be hard for me to catch it. So I'm just going to attach it there, but then
Use the gizmos.
gizmo it down. Yeah,
There you go.
like that. Rotate it so that it's flat.
So
Like
I mean,
that.
this is just going to give us one chute deployment. The shuttle actually had 3 chutes that pop out.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, one chute still gets the.
Yeah, it's
Gets
just
the
to
point
have a
across.
drone shoot there. Plus, we don't have there's no colliders on the chute, so they don't
Exactly.
bounce off each
Exactly.
other
Yeah,
and
we
look
wouldn't have
awesome.
the same.
yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't have the same kind of effect.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that's fine. Does that look good to y'all?
That looked great, man.
All right. Anything else? Chat? Anything else? I'm going to read through chat right quick and see if we've missed anything. I know we haven't been reading as much chat. We're on a time frame. Are we going to
about
upload the
a
craft?
half
Sure.
hour.
Despro, we will absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you
definitely.
put the tail on in symmetry? No, the tail doesn't work on in symmetry. That's what we were trying before. Don't forget the Rapier engine is still in breathing mode. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
they've
go
been
look
landing
at
in
that.
Florida well before the drogue shoots, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. They landed at SLF all the time without them in the 80s.
Yeah. So I
Close
don't think that was the
cycle,
reason
close
why.
cycle.
It's just it makes it more efficient, I guess, for the landing.
My guess would be that it's not. It puts less load on the brakes because the
Yeah.
brakes are really
Rapier
easy to
engine.
melt on this thing.
Oh yeah,
'cause
actually
it's
on the
so heavy.
I think on the next to last shuttle mission, 134, they tried to get the record for the shortest landing. So he was slamming on the brakes. They caught fire, and he only got the second shortest.
Oh, no.
I think that was Mark Kelly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I think he owns the second shortest landing, but
And I think I was just reading through chat to see if we missed anything else. The Rapier is fixed. We've got batteries. We've got the fuel cells. We got the split tail. We've got the drogue chute. Anything else?
it says the right one is still in breathing mode.
I fixed it. Yeah, that's taken care of.
Okay, just checking.
Close cycle, close cycle.
Good, just checking.
It would be good to have the engines on action groups.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, exactly. I changed.
Yep.
I just have the mode switch.
Yeah.
I'm not using the mode switch at all. You know what I mean?
Oh, all right.
Because I don't have any air intakes, right?
Yes. We got
We
rid of
took
the
'em
ones that we
off.
were using for.
Yeah, we took them off. So I'm just gonna do it this way, right? I'm just gonna do it without cheating and putting air-breathing jet engines on a space shuttle.
And I never use them.
Oh, darn.
Sorry, I'm just.
Hey,
kidding.
what engines are on yours?
The Rapiers
Oh, okay.
in closed cycle mode.
Oh, okay.
And they're not gonna ever be switched.
Oh.
All right, okay.
Oh, all right,
I'm gonna
all right.
back
You're the
away
one that
here.
told me to put it
I'm in
there.
the middle of something literally right now.
Plus, they'll never work because there's no air intakes. No,
Yeah.
it's all good. I think we're good to go here. Test a payload, add some batteries. We've got that.
Did you
Correct lifter,
find a
yes.
spot? Did you find a home for the fuel cells?
Yeah, I put them up in the front.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see
there
them
they
up
are.
there.
The
Kind of that
wall.
sort of deal, yeah. Put a reaction wheel. We've got reaction wheels in here.
Now
We've got
another thing that you could do
extra
is
reaction
the shuttle never did this. It never actually had it, but you could put a solar panel inside of the payload bay.
Okay.
If you wanted just to have that redundant backup,
Okay.
attach it like to the side of the docking module, just one of the
Right,
small
on one
solar
side or
panels.
something?
Kind
If you absolutely need it.
Kind of equivalent to like where the radiators would go on the doors. Almost.
Yeah, on the real
yeah,
But
shuttle,
since we can't attach the doors.
they had exactly. On the real shuttle, the doors were multi-purpose. They open up, and the heat radiators,
Right.
like the ones that we got in the game recently, are actually on the inner surface of the doors, so the shuttle could disperse all the heat from the life support systems, the avionics,
yeah.
Yep.
everything that was going on.
So when they went to orbit, they would open the doors
Right,
up.
the doors
you
would
had
open,
to.
and then as soon as,
Gotcha.
and then they would kind of look like they were lifting up as the radiators would deploy as well.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why I opened the doors right away.
I think we're good, right?
I think we're good, man.
And I put one little solar panel on there.
yeah,
A little
just
solar
in
panel.
case, you know.
Done.
Redundancy, one of the favorites.
Absolutely.
Close that. Let's save. That's not the glide test anymore. I hope I didn't save over that. I bet you I did. Let's just do this. The KSA shuttle. That's good enough.
Kenterprise.
The I have to do that, I guess.
Do it.
The Kenterprise.
The Kenterprise.
The shuttle Kenterprise.
You can't not do that.
You have to pick a class of shuttle, man. You got to name it.
I'm going to keep on going.
Kenner-
I'm just going to go to the VAB now.
Oh.
See,
You
I mean,
can't.
yeah, this is. I mean, it shows. You know, even. I mean,
Das Lantis.
we still did it pretty quick there. But it took us a good deal of hours because
Yeah.
with the shuttle, there's a lot of systems on that thing to think about when you go and build one.
I think we're like, what, 2.5 hours in on the shuttle build?
Yes.
Three, maybe 3
three and
hours
a-
in?
3.5.
Well, we started with all sorts of other
Oh, we
shuttles
started-
first.
yes,
yeah,
we
we did
started
like
with
an
the
hour
lifting
and a
body.
half of the lifting bodies
You're
and the other
right.
planes and stuff.
And you know,
Um,
you have people here that know about the shuttle. If you're just going
Mhm.
about and building it, it takes time because there's so many different things you have to think
You have to
about
think
when you're
about,
making
yeah.
it.
Yep.
And this is why it's so hard to build because I mean, in reality, this thing was packed like full of avionics and rocket engines and Verners and RCS systems and life control systems. Like it's just packed full like a can of sardines. Like if you opened up the side, its guts would fall out because there's so much components all over the place on the orbiter.
It was a very complicated piece of machinery, wasn't it?
It's been called the most complex machine ever built.
So we forgot to fix this. We forgot to fix the pointing of the ohms
Yeah.
against the center of mass, but there's no payload in there. I bet you a payload would make it a lot of different things.
So a good way to do it would be, and this is how I went about designing mine. This is more for Kerbal and less for actual shuttle. So
Okay.
like on the shuttle, the OMS engines had gimbal.
Right.
You can change the thrust, and we can
Yeah,
do
they
that
do,
to
you're
an
right.
extent here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's not to the extent of the gimbal on the actual what are they, AJ10s?
Yeah.
They're AJ10s, and so what I do is I put the maximum amount of payload I want to carry in the shuttle there.
Right.
And I see where the center of mass is.
Okay.
And then I take it out, and I look where the center of mass shifts to.
And
And
kind of
ideally, you want
Fire
that
through the middle.
pointed in
Ah.
the median between those.
I gotcha.
So if you have SAS or RCS or the gimbal that's on the Rapiers, you can use them.
So EJ, do you know about this?
Huh.
In RCS Build Aid, you can actually have it show the average center of mass. So that's the dry center of mass. And the center of mass, where's the average center of mass? It used to be there. Markers, there we go, the average center of mass. And it'll actually compute the average center of mass for you
But
between dry and empty.
but
And you could do that.
mods
Like
But-
right there.
But mods.
And you could see it's the orange one in there. They're so close together, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But that orange one is the average center of mass.
And well, frankly, that that kind of move, even though it looks very minute, will be a big deal when you go to fly it. That's the difference between it flipping out of control and it not.
Yeah, so I've told RCS Build Aid to calculate against the average center of mass, and I can actually change the engines over here. Press 2, or actually press 3, and click on those guys. Did that get the correct engines, I guess?
Yeah,
there
you
we
got
go. And look, I can move this to remove the torque from RCS Build Aid. 84, 60, 43, 24, 4. That's probably as close as we're going to get. Wow, one mouse. And I need to zoom into the engine. It would have been easier to do this in the spaceplane hangar. So now I've only got 4 kilonewton meters of rotational torque from the average center of mass.
Is that red arrow pointing in the direction that you'll get rotational torque from?
That's just a right-hand rule. It's there as like a sake
yeah.
of completeness sort of thing, but we don't really have to worry about it. I'm just looking at this number right here, 4 kilonewton meters of torque. And look, I can change it. I can come over here and I say, how much torque are we going to get when we're full? 16.9. How much are we going to get when we're completely empty?
That's a really
25. Isn't that awesome?
If you're, yeah, dude, definitely. That's really cool. I mean, I still like running
no, I gotcha.
100% boat, but that's really handy.
That's one of the things I use whenever I teach, like balancing craft for docking and that sort of stuff. It makes it obvious and it's a visual aid sort of thing.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
It has all that stuff in
great,
it.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So that's probably close enough. I mean, the SAS that we have on there, we can deal with that. Plus the gimbal on the ohms engines on our Rapiers. There's a little bit of gimbal. They are gimbaled, aren't they? The Rapiers?
Yeah, they have a little bit of motion, I believe.
Or
it's not much.
Yeah, dumb question. Did you do that on just one of the engines, or did you rotate it on all of them?
I rotated on both of them.
Okay,
they should be on with symmetry.
Yeah, they're in symmetry.
Just double checking.
So they've got 3 degrees of gimbal, which would give us.
I mean, that compensates for that margin of error.
Yeah. So I think we'll be good there. And I just slapped an orange tank. I don't know what the mass fraction of the actual space shuttle is.
So the payload,
orbiter to the payload.
I believe the orbiter's in the ballpark of like 60, 70 tons, and its maximum payload capacity is about 24,000 pounds.
Okay, so that'd be 12. Is that 12 tons?
It might. No. It's double that. It's 48,000 pounds. It's 24 tons.
It's 24 tons.
Yep.
Okay.
You basically
so
lift the school bus into orbit.
I mean, roughly 33%.
The size of the school bus, pretty much back there. Yeah.
So
that's
this
about how big Hubble was.
Weighs just about 50 tons dry, and with this payload is how much tons? That goes from 50 to 86. So that's what, 36. So that's more payload on a fractional basis, like a percentage of the payload to the actual mass of the shuttle.
I mean, the other thing you got to think about, man, is in Kerbal. I mean, with the Mark III payload bay, you're really only limited to something that's smaller than an orange tank.
Right.
But you're never going to actually lift an orange tank into orbit. I mean, especially with the new resource system that's implemented, you have no need to use a shuttle to launch fuel.
Yeah.
So when I went to develop my new shuttle for 1.0, I gave it an 18-ton payload capacity.
Okay.
It was half of an orange tank.
Okay.
Because I'll never be launching something with that much mass.
I mean,
into
like
orbit.
the science labs and stuff. If you go to the science lab only weighs 3.5 tons.
Exactly. You're never
and it takes up like.
You're never going to have a payload that's that dense as opposed to an orange tank. So I set it for 18 tons, and I've really never even gotten even close to it.
Gotcha. That's like ISS components. Even if we put 2 of those things together and pretended they were ISS modules, that's still only 7 tons.
Correct.
And that makes a lot of sense.
That's the primary reason why I did it. Because if you're going to build a space station, like you just said, any space station component is not going to have that much mass comparatively to a fuel tank.
Okay, good deal. All right, so
time to stack it.
I think it's time to stack it, huh?
Oh baby.
Let's bring these things in.
What could possibly go wrong?
Undeploy. Oh, I could bring the brakes up on these as well. We don't even really need that, but we could do it. And then when we brake, well, no, if we brake, that'll push the nose down.
Yeah. So
your mileage may vary on what you want to do there. When we stack mount it, we start with the shuttle.
Correct.
Let's save this.
So
vertical stack integration. Sorry, that's what I'm
supposed to say. Because of the hierarchy in Kerbal, you have to start with the shuttle. NASA actually didn't start with the shuttle because if you think about it, the shuttle is not. It has the 2 umbilicals that are attached below the ohms pods, but it's not structurally. It's not being held to the mobile launch platform through anything but the external tank, and which is connected to the SRBs on the explosive bolts.
Yeah.
When they went to integrate the stack, they would take the mobile launch platform, put the solids on it, slide the tank in there, and then put the orbiter on top of that. The orbiter would be the last thing to be integrated.
That makes sense.
But in KSP, we obviously
have to do it backwards, right? So this is a little weird.
I would attach that to the Mark III payload.
Right,
because
because
that's
we're
your
hitting
biggest,
these right
largest
now.
structural component right now.
Is this? It's attached front and back, right? It's attached like major connections down here, and then like some strut-looking sort of things
So
up here.
it's like if you looked at the periscope, we went over the mounting points. There's a bipod up front that connects just behind the front landing gear.
Yep.
Right.
And then there's two in the back. Yeah, there's two
Yeah,
components
two-
in the
Right,
back
like that.
just like that.
Yeah,
Which we
there's
can't
actually
do
doors,
in KSP,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, we can't get that detailed in it. I
Yeah.
mean, what I did with mine, I attached a radial decoupler in the center and then ran struts where the
Where it
mount
would
is
actually
attached to
be.
the
Points are, yeah.
And I'm doing it from a clearance perspective. I'm using the ones that give you some clearance. Does this make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
The ones that
that's
give
the
you
one
some
that I
standoff.
used.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So from a realism perspective, there's actually two attachment points back here. From KSP, we can't do that because if we were to try to attach the tank, it would only attach to one of these. And it
Yeah,
would just
you'd have
really
you'd
be
Yeah.
run
bad.
into all kinds of hierarchy problems.
Yeah.
if
So
you
let's
tried to do
see
that.
if I can. It's going to be really hard to attach this to the Mark III.
Dude, look at the shadow. That shadow looks
I-
dynamite.
I
It looks-
love that.
It
I-
looks spot on.
I love that in KSP when you see the shadow of a craft and it looks exactly like it's supposed to.
Oh my God! There we go.
There.
Angle snap, 1x symmetry.
Now you got to remember that you got to place it in the right spot because of the Mark III payload bay
Yeah,
gizmo
you're
problems.
right. That's a little high.
Yeah, mine's in the center of the second panel, so it would be up about. I mean, the ideal place
Is it
for it
further
to.
up?
Yeah, it would be up a little more.
Then I can't move it away.
No.
Let me put one where it's supposed to be, and then I'll go and reattach one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine.
So like that.
Yeah, right around there, that area here. I try to attach that around the. This is more of a Kerbal thing, less a
Yeah,
shuttle
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I try to attach it around the center of mass of my shuttle.
I gotcha. That
And
makes
then if
sense.
you have struts in the front and back, it evenly disperses the load over the over the decoupler and the struts.
I gotcha.
In reality, on my shuttle, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 struts attaching it, and that's
oh
it.
my gosh, this is so finicky.
Yeah, it's meh.
Yeah.
But that's it right there.
Mm-hmm. Do you have two of them there?
Yeah, yeah. Well, one was
Oh,
just to
for
mark my
reference.
place.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I wonder if that's going to give us any decoupling problems. Because it's straddling a clipped point between two different parts.
It very well might. I would test it, buddy.
We'll figure it out. I think we might not have an orange tank. How wide? The orange tank here is not to scale.
Nowhere
is it?
near wide
It would
enough,
be
no.
it would
It's
be
way too
5
small.
meters in Kerbal. So
Wow.
use that as reference.
So that is not right at all. What we're looking at here.
No. just a little off.
So there's all sorts of ways to do it, right? These big tanks that we've got. How are we on time?
We've got about 20 minutes.
20 minutes. All right.
And then we need to take another short
We're gonna
40-minute
take
break.
another little bit of a thing, yeah, and we'll see if we can't get streaming after that. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to.
I do hope it'll be. Even that's too small.
Yeah, that's
The orange tank's wider than the shuttle.
just by a tiny bit, man.
About as wide as the best comparison.
Like in Kerbal scale, it would be about 5 meters.
Okay.
In
Definitely
reality,
3.5.
I mean, because the Kerbal scale, because Kerbal is smaller than Earth, is a little bit. That Mark III bay is about. It could fit inside of the shuttle's payload bay in real life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Because the
really-
shuttle's payload bay is what is it? 5 meters across?
I believe it's 5 meters.
Yeah.
About.
I'm gonna try a thing here.
Okay.
I don't know if this is gonna work or not. I've never tried to do this. I think KSP may get super angry at me.
I don't think.
I was able to do this is how I make my stack. You're actually doing the exact same thing.
Yep.
Doing
Okay.
4 orange tanks like that.
Yeah, like the
how,
bigger tanks.
How I made
I was
it.
gonna go with lots more, but
Oh, you could do that too.
Okay. There you go.
Whoa.
is that
That's
about
a
the right
thing.
scale?
In terms of width, unfortunately, kinda.
Yeah.
I'm
width.
I'm working on it, right? I'm just
He's
see?
working on it.
Look, if we've got that in 3x symmetry now, then we would go here and put that on with mirror symmetry like that.
That's
How
a
big is that
little
compared?
bit bigger, yeah.
It's a little too big.
See, my tanks are in
Yeah.
what would be like 4x symmetry off the shuttle. How I simulated that is
Right.
I attached an orange tank directly to the decoupler, and then I used a modular girder segment, and then I placed them
I got you to
manually
put it in.
4x
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
symmetry.
So how does this look?
Oh my gosh.
That looks awesome.
Does that look pretty
That-
good?
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
I'll go with awesome
For an orange tank?
for 800, Alex.
And it almost looks like the central core could be this, right? The smaller parts. Let's see how that works.
In older designs, I actually used modular girder segments down the center of it.
Right.
But you're gonna run into some serious aero problems with those because with mine were radially attached. If you
here's one.
use node stack like that, it might actually work.
I am wondering. Oh yeah, look at that. Somebody gave us a
Yep.
picture over here.
Yeah, like I said, it's
So it's a little bit past.
It
So
li-
that's almost
about
exactly
right.
right.
my,
yeah.
my reference point would be where the strake meets the delta wing.
Gotcha.
That's how
the
thick
strake
the tank.
meets the delta wing. Gotcha.
And
you're-
that's
you're right on the
pretty
money,
darn
dude.
close. Oh, so look at this. If we wanted to do it this way, we could go like that, take these off, take that off. Now, this entire tank may fall apart. How tall is the tank? The tank is taller than the shuttle, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's a lot taller, and you got to remember that the shuttle is mounted very, very low on the external tank.
yeah.
It's very low, so you would want your external tank to ideally be probably another. Well, maybe I'd say 3/4 of a payload bay higher than the nose of the shuttle, if that makes
Gotcha.
too much sense. Like
We'll
using
see what it looks like.
Kerbal
whenever we
parts
get it
for
going.
scale.
Hey, we made a
whoa,
cubic
that was
octog an
low.
official measurement now, so.
Yeah,
Oh,
cubic octag
nice.
is an official measurement of the Kerbal world
2x.
government.
There we go.
They have a government?
Yeah.
So right like that, and then I'm just going to stack orange tanks up a lot. Let's see what
Okay.
we've got.
I actually think that may actually kind of work.
Dude, that's
I get it.
I like that symmetry thing you're using there, man. That's pretty
You
good.
see the trick? No,
Yeah.
no, that's good. That's a problem.
That looks like
it
bad
may
news.
not like it.
If I mean, you don't need to force the symmetry here, dude. You could do 1x
could
for
just
those
do
second
1x.
tanks because they're all node attached in the same spot.
Yep,
You
you're
use the
right.
symmetry to get the placement.
And it does get confused there. See that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is
Yeah.
completely confused about what's happening there. And then it works fine when you put it there.
Of course.
Don't ask. So how much? It's going to be even higher, right?
Yeah. I
And
mean,
we can always scoot this up and down.
my external tank is 2.5 orange tanks tall, and then I have the I put a fairing on the top of mine to make it look like the external tank.
Okay, gotcha. So there's that one. Then that's those in 3x symmetry, right?
Watching that part count number.
Oh, the part count number's okay. As
Yeah,
long
it's
as
not
we stay
terrible.
under 300, this computer will be able to handle it.
I was expecting it to be a lot higher at this point.
I mean, like I said, my shuttle with my stack is about it's high 300s
High
without
300s?
payload. So
Okay.
you're right in the ballpark here, man.
So
And mine
where
runs fine.
is that about right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's right.
And then
And I know I'm like trying to focus because I'm cognizant of the time here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
for the top part,
Where's the other booster? Why don't I see the other booster?
which one?
The
'Cause I see the
I see
thumper in the top
kickback.
right. There's the kickback.
There it is. I thought that was the 2x thing.
Oh.
The fact that it doesn't scale. There we go.
Here, I once again, guys, like I can't show it because
Yeah,
it won't show
yeah.
too well, but there's a good picture of the scale right there.
Oh,
on
the
top right.
scale. Oh,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So,
it
I mean-
almost like kind of keeps going down. Maybe we'd move the shuttle up a little bit because the shuttle doesn't really stick too far off the back of the tail, does it? Or maybe it sticks
no,
off
the,
just a
the
little
external
bit.
tank ends almost where the payload bay ends. It's a little bit lower than the ending of the payload bay.
So that's not bad though.
That's actually really close then, huh?
Because you got to think about it. If you look at the external tank, the two, there's pictures. They take pictures of the external tank post
Yeah.
ET SEP,
Yeah.
and they look, and from those pictures, you can tell where the two attachment points that we looked at on the orbiter are.
Okay.
And if you look at them on the external tank, they're at the very, 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 very back of the external tank.
Right.
And that gives you a good point of reference. That means you want your external tank roughly ending right around where those umbilical points are on the shuttle.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something so
'Cause it helps
shenanigan
being
here,
here
guys.
to be able
Do
to
it.
see it.
This is going to be so shenanigan-y. And I'm doing this in the interest of time, and I don't know if this is a good idea.
I've done that. It works. You can get away with it. But I gizmoed mine down.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Aha.
And I'm
yes.
trying to kind of...
As Gene Kerman
It's a
would say.
little more pointy.
It's a little more pointy
it's like
than
a
that?
hyper,
Okay.
It's like a
Yeah.
hyperbolic line. It
'Cause
starts
then there's a point at the-
steep and then it comes to a point.
Okay, I don't have a...
Yeah, and then there's actually a little point at the top for loading, so it's okay if it's a little sharp.
Oh, I'm not putting SAS in here. So it goes up a little bit like that?
Here,
Yeah,
I'm
and it's
getting-
okay
getting a
because again,
picture.
it's got the point at the top for loading
Top
fuel,
right
so it's meant
corner,
to be
once again.
sharp.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. I can make that. I
Yeah.
can make
It's
that.
not. Yeah, it's not bad.
If it'll let me place
Coming from the person who makes the worst fairings in Kerbal. For me. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I forgot to go out. All right, so we need to go out to that. Then we need to go very steep.
Yep. Yeah. No. Yeah, I do. Hold up.
Is that close?
It can even go up. I think it's a bit sharper actually
Yeah.
at the top, but that's not terrible.
I think just in the interest of time,
Yeah,
I'm going
that's
to go with
fine.
this for now. And then
It'll
I was
look
going to shenaniganize it.
good enough
like
for government
that
work.
Even more.
Bit mushroomy, but there you go.
Yeah. That's just the. I mean, that's the penalty we're going to have to pay.
Yeah.
And I didn't make
good.
it quite big enough. It's like so close, but it's not exactly.
You gotta make it a little more pointy around the top, dude.
That's what I
A
was
little
saying.
more pointy.
but
Okay. Because I can
we're
do that
doing
just
about
by.
the time right now.
yeah,
editing.
absolutely.
So we can always, during the break, work on it.
Yeah, we got about 15 minutes.
We have about
Yes,
15.
we have
Okay,
15
good deal.
exact.
There we go. Did I get it that time? Yeah. Edit fairing. I really wish.
Go back one, dude.
Go back one.
Yeah,
and make it
start
even
going
more
in
pointy
sharper.
here.
Yeah, now just basically go in at a 45.
Is that good?
Yeah, go in at a 45 from here, and then keep following the line.
Like that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it, man.
Alright.
You got it.
Exactly.
Okay. Good deal. So that's really close. It looks like.
Yeah,
And then
you
we
got
just
it.
need insanely huge SRBs that don't exist in KSP.
So yeah, in Kerbal Space Program, the biggest one we have is the kickback. Is what it's
Yeah.
called.
And you think the kickback's big, right? You're like,
The kick-
oh man, that
Well,
SRB is huge.
In reality, in Kerbal, the kickback is very big and very powerful. You can,
Right.
It's great. It's a great solid rocket booster. It doesn't really cost that much, and it's a good piece of equipment. The thing is, for moving this amount of mass, because you got to remember, the solid rocket boosters are technically the first stage of the shuttle.
Yeah.
The solid rocket boosters are what lift it. If you tried to fire the shuttle with just the 3 main engines on
It
the pad,
wouldn't
wouldn't go
Nope.
anywhere.
Yeah.
They do 80% of the lifting for the shuttle.
These are so tiny.
They kind of establish a yeah, I know, right? They establish
Sorry.
a high apoapsis, and then the 3 main engines are the ones that kind of circularize it almost.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Yep. And then the ohms is used to iron out it from there. But I mean, I used liquids on mine because we can't use solids. I haven't tested a theory though. If you cluster them in 8x symmetry,
That's what I was getting ready
Yeah.
to do. I was gonna try like 3x symmetry. I don't know what the thrust to weight is right
I
now.
honestly think that the boosters, even in 8x symmetry like that, I don't think it's enough to move this much. I don't think you'll have enough.
Okay.
It'll be close.
And we could always take some
Yeah.
fuel out of the central tank too, because we've got to
Absolutely.
kerbalize it. We've got to tune it to have the right amount of delta V. So it may just be
Right.
that a lot of our tank here is just for looks.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Very possible.
So what is the thrust to weight right now? There's the main engines. Remember that's the touchscreen too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's see here. That gives us 0.43 with 2 SRBs and then the main engines. Are we getting thrust from the main engines? We can check that by thrust limiting them. How's the time? All right, 12
Yeah,
minutes.
Yeah, a little less than 10. A little over 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, those are getting fuel. I don't have it plumbed into the main tank yet. And the plumbing on the main tank is going to be a little shenanigan-y the way we've got it built, right?
Yeah. That's gonna be fun.
That's
You
okay.
can't do
We'll
it
get
like
that
the
figured
actual,
out.
The actual attachment points where underneath the shuttle also is the fuel lines, like we were showing on the periscope
Exactly.
earlier.
Yeah.
On one side is for the liquid hydrogen, the other side is the liquid oxygen.
Correct.
And we've got to get it into all 3 of those tanks as well. There
And
we
now you're
go.
right. Yeah, now you're gonna have some fun plumbing it. I
Yeah,
had fun
yeah,
plumbing
yeah.
mine. That's like the
The
hardest
plumbing's a
part to
little
do.
wacky.
Yep.
And so the question is, with the main engines, that's in atmosphere we need 0.4. Wow, that's really loud. Let's see how many boosters have to be added to get this working. And I know these still aren't even the right size.
Two.
That's 50. Oh, wow, that did almost nothing.
Right, where's the count?
63, 73.
So that's now we're putting on 5.
We could make them a circle. We could clean those up and make them look different.
So
Only at 0.9.
That's weird on that side. 0.9, but I bet you we have way too much delta V. Honestly.
But you got to remember, you can
probably.
also, I mean, the fuel inside of a solid rocket booster is called grain.
Yep.
And in reality, they can change the grain of the SRB to get different thrust outputs.
Right.
Because we're using a bunch of clustered SRBs, you can do something like that. All you got to do is tweak the thrust on one and increase the fuel on another, and you will get different types
Oh,
of
I
burn.
gotcha.
Exactly.
You can also use that to balance out your COM/COT as your fuel drains out of your external tank. If you're really good.
Wow, that's annoying.
It's yes, it is.
Because it's hitting, I'm attaching it to the cargo bay, but it's hitting the wing segment.
So what I did here was I attached a plate,
Yeah.
and then I attached 2 cubic octags to the plate.
To get through it,
And
yeah.
I mean, you don't have to worry about the fuel load going all over the place, and it's an umbilical attachment
That's
point,
just
too.
like the ground umbilical carrier plate kind of on the
it's,
actual
it's a
shuttle.
guff. Yeah, exactly. Mhm.
That exists on the real shuttle.
Yep.
And I don't see any way I can get past the wing segments we did up to the mark. Because I don't have to worry about the plumbing on these because we use the nose cones. One is attached to the axial node, and the other 2 are attached to nose cones, which flow fuel from the central core.
Yes.
So they should still be able to flow the fuel to the other two engines just fine because they're attached on there with nose cones.
But you got to also make sure that when you go to launch, you disable your OMS tanks because you don't want a weird fuel flow draining.
Well, those won't be fueling the. They can't fuel it right now because they're separated out. They're only radially attached, so they won't have a fuel to the main engines.
Okay.
They won't have a flow to the main engines, and so I've just got the only solution I need here is to get through here. You said an octag.
So a plate. First of all,
what's the plate for?
The plate is to prevent fuel crossfeed. Now, I mean, once again, you might get a weird fuel crossfeed. So I use a plate with 2 cubic octags clipped into it so you can run the fuel through the octags and have the plate make sure that the fuel ain't going anywhere else. Because just because you have a fuel line doesn't mean that you can necessarily you know, it doesn't necessarily mean you can flow fuel to one point or another.
Right.
Fuel flows through a bunch of different parts.
Right.
So the plate is just kind of there to make sure the
It
fuel
only
is
goes
going
to right
exactly
there.
where you want it to go.
I gotcha. That flows it to the octag, but then the octag isn't flowing it into the rest of the craft.
It's flowing into the wings, which could make it go to the ohms. It could, you know, you might have a
well,
weird
the octag's attached to the Mark III cargo bay.
yeah.
And if we were able to get a fuel line just from the octag through the wings, is that on there? Yeah, I'm
Well, that's
clipping
why I
through the
stack
wings.
too, so it clips through the bottom.
I gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
There, that's solved. We're done. So I just put one octag in, and I had a fuel line go from the tank to the octag, and then I had a fuel line go from the octag to the rest of the way. And I used the octag to get through the wing.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I did.
And so now the other part originates inside the wing, and it won't attach to the wing's collision collider.
I used 2 to get completely
to
through
get all the
wing,
way
'cause
through
I
it.
needed to run up to the engines.
I gotcha. And that's going to have like a little octag kind of sticking down there. It would be cool if if I spent more time on that, we can make it look better. I like your idea, like putting the plate on there.
The plate
and
makes
sure
it
doesn't
kind of
go
look
anywhere
like
else.
that.
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
kinda,
That would dress it up some. I think that would be a cool
But
way.
once again, like, I mean, it's how we go about designing it. I like putting the plate there to make it look nice, but that inadvertently adds to part count, you know.
And our big problem here is going to be the fuel flow from the tank. And we could totally cheat here. We could use we could get rid of mass on the outside of the tank, further away from the shuttle first, using fuel routing.
I mean, like I said, my external tank is at 4x symmetry with 2.5 external tanks tall. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 orange tanks. So you have plenty here. You could definitely cheat it by changing your fuel load around.
I wonder.
The shuttle actually does something a lot like that. The shuttle, quote unquote, cheats the center of mass by where it places its fuel. And Shimmy's actually the one that told me this, and we're talking about the real shuttle now.
Right.
The fuel shifting.
Liquid. I mean, if you look at how the external tank is designed, the oxidizer is just in the nose cone on the external tank.
Okay.
And then there's an interstage piece which has that ridge to it to provide stability, and then 80% of the tank is using liquid hydrogen because it's the fuel.
Right.
It doesn't need that much oxidizer in relation. But oxidizer, since it's in liquid form and it's compressed, it actually has more mass than all of the liquid hydrogen. So the shuttle has, in reality, a huge high mass component up in the front and a lesser mass component in the back. And that's able to move the COM far enough up and towards the shuttle where the gimbals can compensate for the offset center of thrust.
Right.
Yep. Brilliant little design.
It's genius, man. It's really smart.
I'm seeing if this is going to work this way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've just got everything going into the central core. And then I've got a like a line to get me through the outside, I think. Am I missing a tank? No, that's 6. Time. All right.
Yeah, I see the Delta V going up now. Yeah,
you see the Delta V going up? All right, good deal.
Yeah, see, it's now 32.
But see, this is terrible. This is like straight terrible. It's not going to burn long enough. If I don't get that number up to 1,500 or 2,000,
yeah, you're not getting off the pad.
We're going to have a 0.26 thrust to weight. Yeah. Now, the trick is, wow, we still don't even have enough Delta V using all the fuel out of this.
Hi, Shimmy.
Hey,
what if I
Shimmy.
empty this? Is Shimmy here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Shimmy? I think somebody heard his name.
Yeah, no, I was. Well,
You were
he's the one
talking
that
about
told me
Shimmy's?
about
Yeah.
the liquid fuel up front when he was designing his shuttle. I actually didn't know that. Shimmy's the one that
Gotcha.
told me about it.
There you go.
That's 4,000 Delta V, 1.12 on the pad.
The shuttle doesn't have too high of a takeoff TWR. It's not too incredibly high. I mean,
What is it, like 1.25?
Yeah, it's
1.3?
it's not high up
Those
there
things.
because it is a big lumbering machine. I mean, even with those huge, powerful SRBs, it's still really kind of lumbering for what it is.
We just really need that to last longer.
Yeah.
so we could put additional ones on. Yeah, oh man.
Yeah. See, now we're getting
more.
now we're
Yeah,
getting
it's
into
almost like 8
asymmetric
may be
lifting.
the right number. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I don't.
I've
8
already
might
emptied
be enough.
out everything at the top. Man, what time is it?
We have 5
25.
minutes,
All right,
so we
5
can-
minutes. You know something?
We'll have to do a test later.
You might want to call it here, and
You
just
think?
we'll think about it during the break.
Yeah, and then if we have time, we'll come back. If not, we'll do it in the morning.
That's up to 1,000. I don't know what's going on over here. I
That's
can always
1.3.
reattach it. Yeah,
1.3 is pretty good, actually.
that's not too terrible.
It's just, again,
Man.
a matter, and it's going to burn for a minute, so that'll help, too.
Yeah, I think it's like a tuning thing at this point.
Once again, you can tune your solids to last longer or not last longer because that actually simulates the grain placement.
Yeah.
Because as the SRBs get higher in the atmosphere,
Right.
they actually trail off in thrust over time.
Oh, wait. Also, these, it's going to be 0.42. All right, because we'll be higher in the atmosphere as well. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
like trying to think through this stuff.
No
I'm
worries.
totally trying to think through this stuff. I apologize. I know you guys are like saying some stuff, and I'm like, wait, what? Wait, huh?
That's good.
Yes,
What else do we
Louiso.
need to do? That booster's busted over there,
Yeah, it looks
But-
like you have some.
and I'm not sure exactly why.
symmetry. Oh, it's because, well, it might be placed in radial symmetry.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow, lag there.
Come on. Yeah, what are we up to? 167 parts?
Yeah, that's still not terrible, surprisingly.
Is that
It's not at
on
EJ
there?
levels.
It's not EJ levels.
Is it?
I
wait,
take that as a
wait,
compliment.
Yes.
What's
There
the,
we go.
What's the? So 167 is the total stack part count?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it says 185 now.
Yeah, I just put these parts
Oh.
back on.
Okay, so 185.
Yeah, this is going to hop around real funny. Where are these? Are these closer to the shuttle? Are they exactly in the middle?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
exactly in the middle. You can do something in Kerbal if you angle them more towards
Yep,
the orbiter. It'll
yep.
change your center thrust to center of mass to be a little bit easier. A lot of my earlier shuttle designs, because I hadn't fully grasped how the shuttle worked,
Yeah.
used that, and it actually allowed it to fly a lot better.
We will definitely put those in a circle. And these, maybe they need to go further down as well.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
SRBs go way below the orbiter by probably about like a skipper's length. Once again, I'm using Kerbal parts for
A
unit.
skipper's length.
For unit, a skipper's length.
Yeah,
though.
they
Like
actually
that?
go a little bit into it's built in partly into the mobile launch platform
Right
so that
there,
they go
like that?
down.
Yep.
And
Right.
so now they're not tall enough.
Yeah,
Because they're taller than this as well. They need to be up here.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
the tip of it needs to be, about halfway
And
up
they
the
need to
third
be
orange
around.
tank.
All right.
So,
Man,
yeah, we got to get going.
we've made
fun.
excellent
Yes.
progress here. Guys, we have 2 minutes left. We've totally have 2 minutes left. We still have to work on this. Clearly, it's going to be strutted. I think it's looking really nice.
That's very much so.
The square boosters look, I don't know, Russian. It's like an MLRS sort of thing,
look-
like a
they look-
multiple launch rocket system.
Yeah, they look like a Katyusha.
We will see if we can make a 9x symmetry or maybe 10x symmetry circular-looking booster on
Yeah,
the side,
absolutely.
using the same
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Build one at a time and then duplicate it over symmetry. It's-
Exactly.
Yep.
This is going to have to be strutted to high heaven as well.
Yeah,
With all
yeah.
these parts, we're going to have
Yeah.
struts everywhere.
Yeah.
The part count's going to come in at like 250 or something, I bet you.
That's pretty respectable.
I think it's going to go to orbit, though. Look at that, 4595, no
Wow.
payload. So we'd have to think about that.
Always test with.
But we
18
are
points
going to
on
have to be shutting this down.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Like chat's like, no, this is terrible. You're supposed to launch this.
Now,
I wish we could.
now, Das, are we coming back later in the day?
We're gonna see if we're able to come back. Our official
gonna
slot
try.
ends now. We're gonna see if we can, after this show, stream a little bit more because the pavilion will be open
Until 6.
Until 6.
And this will last 45 minutes or so.
Yeah,
so
we will have to
maybe.
see. Bam. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We've got to run. They're starting up the Space Panorama, I believe.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
a recreation of Apollo 11
Recreation
just
of
with
Apollo 11.
someone's hands. It's
Exactly.
amazing.
It's set to music as well. We didn't say that
Yes.
last time. It's
Oh,
like
and there's
music, symphony sort of
narration
stuff,
and-
narration. Yeah.
So cool.
But we've got to take off. I don't mean to be a rocket tease and like build this awesome looking orbiter and then not, you know what I mean?
Hey, come on, that's what I do, man.
I know.
that I'm like, okay, I'm done. We'll
All right,
launch
I'm done.
tomorrow.
I'm going to sleep. But for now, we got to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, we're on the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum in New York City. It's a converted aircraft carrier. Now it's a museum. They're having a Space and Science Festival this week. We're streaming live all weekend long, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to try to be back today. We don't know if we'll be able to or not. For sure, we'll be back tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning
And
at
we'll be
10
back for
a.m.
most of tomorrow.
10 a.m. Eastern time, I believe we
I
start.
think so.
And we can pretty much, I think, go straight through until about 4 o'clock.
I think so, yeah.
We've got a lot of time to stream tomorrow, and we have astronaut Mike Massimino coming on tomorrow, too,
That's right.
with a special thing for him.
Special thing for him, exactly. But if you want, maybe follow us on Twitter. I'm K-Space Academy on Twitter. If we do a Periscope, we'll see if we can post it up in chat as well, and we'll do like a walk around sort of thing. Maybe we'll do that from the carrier deck right after
we should
this.
do one on the flight
We'll
deck.
see,
We'll
that would
walk
be cool,
right outside
yeah.
and do another Periscope from the flight deck.
Yeah, so keep an eye on that.
I can explain the planes
yeah,
out there too.
EJ's
That
gonna be
would
the guy
be
to go for
amazing.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to walk outside. We're going to shut down our lights here. It's going to take us 5 to 10 minutes to get shut down to get out of the way of the panorama, the space panorama.
Yeah, post a Periscope link too.
And then we'll post a Periscope link in chat, and we'll
Thank
be
you,
outside
Spartan.
walking around the flight deck looking at fighter jets.
Yeah.
And the A-12 Blackbird and the Concorde. We'll hold the camera over out there.
Yeah.
But again, guys, live from the Intrepid Sierra and Space Museum, New York City. Thank you guys so much for watching. We got to bounce for now. Later on, nerds. We will see y'all.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.
Have a good one.
That's the wrong thing. All right, and we're going to go ahead and mute.
Okay,
See y'all
mute.
later, guys.
Bye-bye.
See ya.